Good afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon, team. Hope everyone is doing well. How are you, Nino?
Good afternoon, bro.
Good
Very nice,
afternoon,
and
good
you?
afternoon. All good, all good, all good. Really excited for this week. I think we're going to be killing it, man. Going to be
Yes,
killing
sir.
it this week. How's everyone else? Okay. Let me just quickly remove this. I used the thing today, on the Insta story, the one that Hemo made. No one believed in me. Again and again and again. It actually came out so nice, man.
Nobody believes in you. You lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day and saying to yourself, it's not over until I win.
It's sick. Yeah. This is actually sick, bro. Guys, by the way, please post your analysis.
Yeah, Moss
Hemo,
already posted.
thank you, Moss. Hemo and Nino, can you guys also please post your analysis? Everyone else watching, please guys, post your pre-market analysis on our Discord. We will review them and kind of like go over everything, right? How are you guys? Moss and Hemo, you guys good?
Hello guys, good
How are you,
afternoon.
Joe? Joe, how are you, my brother? You good?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can
Yes,
hear you.
bro.
Sorry, I was muted and I was talking.
Yeah, okay. No worries. Also, Joe, if you have time, please post your pre-market analysis on Discord, just on TradingView, just like a rough analysis, and then so this way we can review different analysis and we can also kind of like give you some sort of feedback. And we also recommend everyone that's watching us on the YouTube live stream join our Discord, guys, and post your pre-market analysis. We will go over all the pre-market analysis today, and from here we can kind of like give you some tips and tricks just to improve it slightly.
Sounds good. I'm driving right now, but I'll get to it as soon as I get to work.
Sounds good, brother. Sounds good. Take your time. No rush. But yeah, guys, new week ahead of us. Before we start the new week, let's all just like remind ourselves how grateful we are, because at the end of the day, guys, even though we sort of kind of like see this as a struggle, a lot of the times, even when you are trading, you see this as a struggle. But when you actually just think about the bigger picture, right, you kind of like compare yourself to a lot of the other people who have not even 50% of what you have, you will kind of like realize how grateful you are compared to rest of the people, especially if you are based in a Western society, live in a Western society. You are blessed. You have so many opportunities, that people from third world countries don't actually have. So I really like to start my day with gratitude. Before obviously we do get into, we just need the last sort of like 10 minutes for the analysis. But guys, I really do recommend, if you guys have time, just use the YouTube chat, the live chat, or even just do it on your own, but try and kind of like write down 5 to 10 things that you're really grateful for. When you kind of like write down 5 to 10 things that you're really grateful for, you will sort of like boost your psychology, right? You got to understand one thing: as a trader, we need to boost our psychology before we start our trading session. It's a very psychological game. So everyone watching, good afternoon to you guys. Appreciate everyone here. And guys, if you really can take 5 seconds, not even 5 seconds, I mean like 2 minutes, to just write down 5 things that you're grateful for. It could be your family, could be your health, could be anything, right? Write down 5 things that you're grateful for. It will be really, really good for your psychology, and that's one way you want to start your day as a trader, right? You wanna gratitude. Gratitude is really important. I'll be honest with you guys, and you need to have that sort of process, right? And then second thing you want to ask yourself is, what are your targets today? You know, why are you here? What's the reason, you know, you're here trading? You know, what's the bigger picture? And then, you know, when you have a bigger picture in mind, you need to also always understand that what the actual process is to get to the bigger picture, right? So everyone has that process for us being the trading plan we kind of just need to stick to the trading plan. So again, you know, what is your loss limit for the day? Remind yourself, what is your sort of like trading limit for the day in terms of like how many trades can you take? You know, what kind of trade are you looking for? Do you want to be a systematic trader today, or do you want to be a gambler? There's so many things that you kind of want to, you know, remind yourself before you approach the market, and you know, you'll feel really good. You'll feel really, really good about yourself once you can kind of like start your day with gratitude. Just write down 5 things that you're grateful for. Let's use this. Let's start. Nuno, whoever can, Himo, guys. Let's use the YouTube chat to write down 5 things that we're grateful for. Whoever can, and yeah, I'll do the same. I'll write down 5 things that I'm grateful for as well. Just a quick gratitude before we start our analysis session, and it's going to be really, 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 really good for you and your psychology. Because one thing I've come to realize is, a lot of the times, right, when I write things down and when I journal, it makes me feel so good, honestly, and that's the best way to start the day.
For sure, bro.
Yeah, same. Family. It could be a thing that you're grateful for, you know, the good people around you. Exactly. It could be you know, your friends, your family. It could be your health. It could be the opportunities that you have. You know, I'm most definitely grateful for the opportunities that I have. I come from a third world country. I come from a third world country, so the fact that I'm based in, you know, West, and you know, I'm doing really well, that's something I'm really grateful for. You know, it could be even the materialistic things. If it makes you happy, it could be like your car. If your car makes you happy, then yeah, that's a materialistic thing. But if it makes you happy, it makes you happy. There's no rights or wrongs, right? It could be that your religion, you're really grateful for your religion, because I'm really, really grateful for my religion, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Waking up every day. That's
exactly.
a good one too, bro.
I'm also grateful for my religion because it keeps me in check. You know, so everything that you will be grateful for, it will be very much like relative to you at the moment. So, you know, you have to remind yourself everything that you're grateful for, guys. So it could be family, health, it could be your religion, it could be anything, right? It could be the opportunities that you have that you are grateful for. It could be that you have plenty of time. That's something that you're grateful for. Maybe you're grateful for your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. It could be anything. Okay, so Nuno's grateful for family, health, grateful for what life gives me to pursue what I really like. Amazing. And good people that I know. Amazing, my brother. I'm grateful for my family, my friends, my job, health, and mainly for waking up every day. Yes, sir. We're all grateful, because at the end of the day, right, like, this life is not promised, guys. You could wake up, or maybe you might not wake up, you know. That's the thing. Like, very fragile creatures, you know. The life is not promised, so we always have to remind ourselves. Grateful for my health, my family, my faith, my hustle spirit, really good day one friends. Yes sir. I'm grateful for my family and my health. I'm grateful for the mindset that I've kind of like, you know, got myself to. I'm grateful for my mindset. I'm grateful for my religion. My religion keeps me in check. And so, you know, there's different things that I'm grateful for as well.
For sure, man. Also grateful for know you guys.
I'm also
sure,
grateful.
bro.
I'm also grateful for the fact that I can do this live stream. You know, this live stream allows me to kind of like display my skills with 100% transparency. And you know, it's very hard to kind of like build that sort of reputation in these markets, because everyone pretty much is either scamming you, they're trying to make money from like the courses or like some other avenue, right? So which there is nothing wrong with it, right? I completely agree that you should, if you can, expand your income streams. But what this live stream allows me to do is it allows me to show my skill set every single day to everyone that's watching with a 100% transparency. And so I'm very grateful for this live stream as well. So it could be the little things, every single day you kind of have to remind yourself, what are you grateful for? And this gives you such a boost in your psychology, guys. And you need to understand how your brain works, right? As humans, at the end of the day, we are creatures, right? We're animals, and the difference between us and other animals is that we can make conscious decisions. But at the end of the day, right, when you try and understand how your mind works, there are things you can do to kind of like give you that sort of give yourself that dopamine rush, give yourself that boost in your psychology. And as traders, we need as much dopamine rush as we can before the markets kind of open, right? Because we want to be the happiest versions of ourselves. So there's some things that we can most definitely do as a team, and one being just quick gratitude, just 5 things that we're grateful for. It takes just like not even 2-3 minutes. Let's give it another 5 minutes, guys, and then we'll start our analysis. But good afternoon, Crims, how are you, bro?
Bro, did you see what's happened yesterday on the call?
On Wanda. It only happened on Wanda.
Yeah,
bro.
man.
They messed up. They messed up everyone, bro.
Jesus.
Damn, if you're with Wanda, oh lord, I think a lot of people blew up their accounts yesterday. Did they not?
I don't know, bro. I am with Wanda, and I see.
Yeah, I saw it.
Crazy.
Well, I didn't really see it, but when you sent me that screenshot, I was so confused because I was looking on my MetaTrader 5. I'm like, where is it? I couldn't see it, but that's when I saw Roger.
You must send me first, bro.
That's when I saw Roger's story. I was like, oh snap. And basically that's the thing with these brokers, man. And the best thing about us, we don't kind of like trade that way. We don't have like open orders overnight, right? So we're kind of like just protected. We're in and out. That's the best thing about the way we trade. Anyway, guys, we got about 16 people watching so far. Good afternoon, everyone who's watching us. Let us know in the chat. This week is about to be amazing. We're about to really aim for our high win rate, sort of like week, really high win rate sort of week. So we have to be super disciplined and super grateful and super content before we start this week. And the week is about to start in the next 10 minutes for us. This is it. Like in the next 10 minutes the week is about to start. So either you will have a very good start to the week, or you will have a very calm start to the week, or you'll have a very bad start to the week. Pick your whatever start you want. For me personally, I would like to have a calm start to the week. It's the first day back, right? In the next 10 minutes the markets will open. We will stay away from the markets for the first 15 or 30 minutes when we do have the open, because we need some confirmations, right? So at the moment, look, it's pre-NY session. Once the New York session starts, that's when you need confirmations. At the end of the day, we're like little detectives, right? We're collecting clues. So we need some clues once the market sort of open. We got to keep ourselves calm, really just not have any sort of FOMO. Markets are not going anywhere. You need to try and survive every single day. If you can survive to live another day, guess what? You can survive to trade another day, right? When I say survive to live another day, in terms of like, your trading account, if it can survive, if it can keep on surviving, if you keep your risk very low, guess what? Stay within your loss limit. Guess what? There will be days when you win big, and then the compound kicks in, and like your 1% just increases every time because your account's getting bigger, right? So that's the kind of sort of place that you want to get to. So again, guys, understand, in the next 8 minutes the market's about to open, our session's about to open, and we want to keep ourselves very calm and content and grateful and execute as soon as there is an opportunity, but with the right risk management. Anything you want to say, Nuno?
No. Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Because I truly believe it. It's very important how you sort of start the week. And yeah, let's give another sort of like 4 minutes or so, and then we'll start our analysis, because I sort of do want to see what they do with NY Open as well. So I kind of want to use that as one of my confluences. So let's just give another 2-3 minutes, and then we'll start our analysis. It will give me plenty of time to sort of like drink my coffee as well. So do you know what are some of the things you do, bro? So kind of like to boost up your psychology, to put yourself in a very happy place. You know, everyone has the happy place.
Yeah, bro. In the morning, I really like to like breathe some fresh air. You know, always.
Okay.
Even if it was raining, I always drink my coffee out of the house. You know, I like to breathe some air.
Oh.
Listen some birds. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when it's not rain, because the birds kind of disappear when it's not rain. When it's raining, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, that's one thing that I really like enjoy
Nice.
to do every day, like a routine, you know.
Okay. Nice.
When I didn't do it, like take my shower, you know, like drink a coffee outside, the day isn't the same, you know.
Yeah. 100%. I agree with you. What about you, Hemo? How about you, brother? Do you have like a routine to kind of like start your day to put yourself in the best mental space possible?
I mean, if if I tell you, I think you will laugh.
Yeah, no worries, bro. Look, everything, whatever works for you, man. Whatever works for you.
Man, I would say one word: watermelon.
You eat watermelon.
Yeah, I love it.
Watermelon
like
are so nice, bro.
Yeah, man.
Especially
it has
if you live in a hot
much
country,
water.
bro. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Is your
exactly.
country hot? Is it hot over there where you live?
Yeah, it's too much hot.
Oh man, especially the watermelon. You keep it in the fridge, don't you? And then you take it out of the fridge. It's like the fresh watermelon.
Yeah, bro. I eat like
Oh man.
2 every day.
Yeah,
Two
bro.
watermelons.
Yeah,
With the big red ones, bro.
yeah.
Holy, that's a lot.
Yeah,
of
bro,
water.
that's a good thing, like to put water in our body because watermelon is like
80%
full
water.
of water. Yeah.
It's like 80% water, yeah. And that's
But
really
so
really good.
refreshing.
Oh man, it's so refreshing. I know, bro. Like, you know, it's like the little things, man. It's like the cold showers, like drinking something
Yeah.
refreshing, like, you know, having your morning coffee, having a cold shower, going for a run, you know, doing like first thing in the morning when you wake up, like, you know, gratitude, like, you know, sort of like writing down the things that you're very grateful for. They're so good for your mental health, man. And you know, as creatures, guys, we need to have that sort of process which kind of like makes us happy straight away in the morning, and then, you know, during the evening, now throughout the whole day, you kind of need to have something that gives you that dopamine rush. You know, during the day now, maybe near the end of the day, it could be, you know, you want to lay down on your bed and you want to read something, or I don't know, I'm just giving you guys an example. Like sometimes, like, I love reading as well. I'm not really a regular reader, but sometimes when I do read, it's actually quite interesting. You know, it's like you escape, right? And it de-stresses you as well. It actually takes away the stress. And then before that, like evening time, I can go to the gym, lift some weights, you know, do some cardio. Oh man, the kind of mood that it puts you in. So it's like, you know, throughout the whole day, you've got like processes, because you understand how your mind works. You've got these like processes. First thing in the morning, you're doing something to boost up your psychology, and then, you know, during the afternoon, evening time, you're also doing something to keep that psychology elevated, your mood elevated, and near the end, boom, you do something just to end the night on a good note, and you've kind of like had a happy day. Like, you know, that's hard for people to do, like, you know, for people to be happy throughout the whole day. And you kind of like, because you're doing these tricks and things, you know, you're keeping yourself in a really good psychological state, and that's the kind of psychological state we want to be in as traders, right? Imagine, right, you're always happy, like the losses are not going to affect you. But if you're always miserable, always sad, like, you know, the losses will kind of like pinch you more. You know, everything's elevated. I think when you're happy, the happiness is elevated. When you're upset, like any pain that you kind of like go through becomes enhanced, in my opinion. So that's one thing I've come to realize as a trader now. Throughout your whole day, you need to do these little things, like scientifically, these things needs to be based on science, right? These things that you do, and if you can keep on doing them again and again and again, they can really keep you in a really good mental space. And so a lot of the people, their routine is really bad. You know, they don't get enough sleep. Sleep is one of the most important things that you need to get as a trader, as a human being. If you need sleep, like minimum of 8 to 9 hours. I personally get about 7 to 8 hours, but sleep is super important, because at the end of the day, if your brain has not, you know, you need to rejuvenate yourself, and that's what sleep does. You know, deep sleep, it kind of like does that for your mind, for your brain, right? So that's something which is super important, guys. You need to get your sleep.
Yeah, the thing that we see, the small wins over the day, to get
Exactly.
us like in the right mindset with the right dopamine levels.
What kind of small wins are you talking about? You know, like, can I go into a little bit more, because people don't know what you're talking about?
Small wins, imagine like you wake up, you drink some water, you go to your coffee, then you trade, you follow your rules. That's a win, you know. After that, you do your job, you eat chill, you eat good, you know, and then train. That's another small win, you know. And if we do that, we're gonna be happier with us, you know, and it's gonna kind of release that dopamine. That's gonna feels good, you know. Even some of the things you kind of struggle things, you know. Training is not easy. You need to lift weights.
Yes,
your
sir.
body gonna be like gonna hurt in the next day, you know.
Yes,
but
sir.
you're gonna feel nice in the day because you are doing it, you know. And you're gonna release the dopamine after you do it.
Exactly. And one thing about the small wins is they don't need to feel good in the moment, because at the end of the day, right, small wins are, so what are wins? Like, when you actually understand, right, wins are something like, let's say you want to become a millionaire, right, and then there's a process, there's like a process, like there's something that you need to do every day in order for you to get to that stage. As long as you do that one thing which you are supposed to do, I consider that a win. It doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to make you feel good, because a lot of the times when you kind of like go to the gym, like the process of going to the gym is the hardest, but when you actually start working out, you feel so good. See, so it's like being disciplined and kind of like forcing yourself to do stuff that you don't want to do is a win, because you had power over yourself that day. But the minute you kind of like start slacking and become very like lazy, and you sort of just like let your mind control you rather than you control your mind, then in my opinion is when you start to slack, right? But I think small wins will be like the things that you do which you're supposed to do, in my opinion, right?
Yeah, and you go sleep with that feeling that your duty is done, you know.
Exactly. Yes, sir. You feel satisfied, you feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start the analysis, because the New York markets have opened now. So let's start getting into the analysis now. Okay, guys. So again, let's look at the price from let's look at the price from the monthly perspective, right? So just the current monthly candle at the moment now, thinking about it, right, it's super bearish. It's really bearish, right? But again, if we kind of like look at the structure that we have on the monthly, right, we always need to look at the structure before we kind of like start to look for the correction levels, because in order for us to kind of like start sort of like retesting the correction level which we have going based off this massive bullish candle, we need to clear this structure, right? And guess what, as of yet we are seeing a nasty rejection. That's all we are seeing from this resistance level. And look, how does price action work? Well, when you have a resistance and price kind of like closed above the resistance and it has given you a high, it will do two things, right? Either it will come down to retest the resistance that you've gone past, just to sort of give you that break of structure, retest, and then again break of structure for the second time, or it will kind of give you a fake out. So for us now, we technically need to see a close below this area. When we can see a close below our 1938 to 1927 level, which is a very key level, right? Essentially this area here, even looking to the left, right, we can see some sort of a support support area on the weekly, major support area on the weekly. Let's say, right, as an example, how many days do we have left now? We've got 1, 2, 3 days, another 3 days left, including today. So technically you could say about 4 sessions, 4 New York sessions, right, before this weekly comes to a close. So now if this weekly technically gives us a close below this, then the next monthly most likely can give us a correction, right? Correction going based off this massive bullish candle. But at the moment, we don't need to worry about the correction. What we need to worry about is what's happening over here. So as of yet, either this is a pullback or it's a rejection. So going based off the monthly time frame, right? Unless we start to trade past your 2005 level, which is the 50% on the monthly, right? 9.6. So again, until we start to go past the 50% level, so when I say go past this, I'm not talking about price trading above this. I'm talking about decent closes above this range, so weekly giving us a rejection and closing above this area. So I'm talking about a clean close above this. I'm not talking about, this weekly starts to pump up, because again, it will gradually start to reject and start coming back down. So I'm talking about clean close above this. Until we have a close above 2005 on the monthly time frame, we are quite bearish. But again, what was the job of this monthly? The job of this monthly was to give us a retest of this resistance area, which we kind of have left earlier, right? So now two things are happening. Either this is becoming a pullback or it's becoming a rejection. So let's say if it is a pullback, what are the pullback levels? Well, this is where we can go based off the previous weekly, because we have the previous weekly here. And look at that, we're tapping the 50% of the previous weekly, and we know how sustainable price action works. Let me just make sure my levels are precise. We know how sustainable price action works. Until we actually start trading past this 50% level on the weekly time frame, on the weekly TF, we are still technically bearish. So this is the area which we would expect gold to come and retest, since this is the correction level, since this is the retest area that we want to see. And so now any sort of like any sort of a rejection from here can give us a very nice confirmation now to start looking for those sell positions, right? But at the moment, again, look, another thing that we need to kind of like see is how is the candle kind of like behaving. As of yet, it's got a lot of momentum to the top side, right? Because again, two things can happen. Either it gives you a rejection from the previous weekly 50% level. So let's mark that out, previous weekly 50% level. Or it can give you a clean breakout above the previous weekly 50% level. There are two things, which can take place when it comes to trading, right? Trading is not as simple as just like one thing will play out. Either it will give you a breakout or it will give you a rejection from here. So again, if we are looking for a rejection, then we understand that this 1960 level is a major level for us. Because again, when we kind of like look at the monthly, right? Either this is a pullback or it's a rejection. So our first pullback level is essentially this area here. So this is what you can say, this is our first pullback level on the monthly. Let's just write M for monthly. But let's say now, again, we've got plenty of sort of range, right? Until we actually start trading above the 50% level. So if gold wants to clear past this pullback level, we need to start looking at the next pullback level. So maybe we can go to the daily and we can try and investigate and see if there's another pullback level we can kind of start, aiming for. Okay, let's go based off this bearish candle here, see if there is any sort of imbalance up here. Oh, guess what? There is. So there you go, you've got the second pullback level, because technically, again, gold is quite bearish, right? But it doesn't mean that it will reject from the first pullback level, because there are plenty of pullback levels as long as we're trading below the monthly 50%, right? The whole range is actually quite bearish. So within this whole range, maybe this is the first pullback level. If we start breaking above this, then you've got the next pullback level up here. So technically this also gives us a opportunity to start looking for buy positions, right? Because now we're technically expecting gold to go to the next pullback level. So this also allows us a range. Within this range, we can look for those buy positions. Let's say if it clears past this pullback level, we've got plenty and plenty of pullback levels, right? As long as we're trading below the monthly 50%. And if we start to then, see some sort of a structure forming above the monthly 50% and it's some sort of, sustainable price action, some sort of sustainable bullish structure, that's when you can say, okay, cool. Now the monthly is turning bullish. Until then, we're just looking for pullbacks, right? So let's say, again, we're actually starting to go past the first pullback level now, and let's start marking out the next pullback level. So for us now, the next pullback level is essentially this area here, because we can see a major imbalance up here on the intraday time frame, and we also have this sort of support level here, which we technically kind of like closed below. So that's your second pullback level, 1970.89. so this is your second pullback level on the monthly, let's say, for us. And this is our daily imbalance area, right? What makes it a pullback level? Because we're looking for those little confirmations, right? We're looking for those little key levels. So this daily imbalance that we have gives us technically the second pullback level. So now when we have plenty and plenty of range to trade in to the top side as well as to the downside, we don't need to be concerned about anything else, right? These are the only key levels that we need to worry about. So the key level that we have above the daily highs, which is essentially the second pullback level, and now we need to worry about the key levels to the downside. So this is where we just start to measure out our daily range. So now this is your daily highs. Let's also mark out the daily highs because they are very, very important, to be fair. This was your Thursday. This is essentially your daily highs at the moment with the New York Open, kind of like testing those daily highs now. Also testing the daily highs as well as your, what's it called, the first pullback level on the monthly. So let's just mark out your daily highs now. And again, I'm kind of trying to stay away from the markets for the first half an hour because I've kind of noticed something, and I used to do this earlier as well, that I would just stay away for the first half an hour because a lot of the times they like to trick you, right? So why not just stay out of this mess and just not become one of the liquidities, part of the liquidity, right? So again, you've got the daily lows just down here. And so now again, what do we need to do? We need to measure out the daily range. Very simple. So let's measure out the daily range. And now within this daily range, guess what, guys? We've got plenty and plenty of scenarios. Look at the playbook. The playbook is filled with scenarios. Look at all of these scenarios. Just within this daily range, we've got so many scenarios, right? So let's mark out the daily highs, and we've got the daily lows just down here. Oops, my bad. We've got the daily lows just down here now. And we've got the daily 50% just up here. And now guess what? We've got another key level to the downside. And now even within this range, we will have some key levels that we can start marking out once we go down to the 4H. So we've got the daily 50% here. Let's just mark this out, daily 50%. We've got the daily highs, the daily lows, the daily 50%. And now let's look at the 4H. Okay, so looking at the 4H, we are starting to approach a resistance level on the 4H. We are also approaching, well, we are not approaching, we are retesting the first pullback level on the monthly time frame, since the monthly is quite bearish. So two things will happen. Either we will turn this level here into our support level and start bouncing up, start spiking up until we retest the next key level, which will essentially be the second pullback level on the monthly. But we still have to be quite realistic, right? Because the daily has moved a lot. The daily has moved way more than 200 pips, hasn't it? Yeah, it's kind of like gone past that limit. You know, we know on the daily range, gold just moves about 200 pips realistically every day, right? So we know it's exceeded its limit for the day, right? So now looking for a buy position becomes a little bit hard personally for me. I know that there is a lot of volatility in the markets, and yes, very possible for us to look for that buy position, but I will feel very safe when I wait for a pullback, some sort of a pullback, and then take it back up, right? So going into this now, I think I will avoid any sort of buy positions until maybe I have a 4H close and the next 4H gives me something decent. I would avoid those buy positions for sure, because it's super high on the intraday, right? And it is tapping the first area, and guess what, gold might make it look like it's giving you a breakout above this area, but the next candle causes a fake out. We've seen this happen many times before, right? So within this 4H now, we've also got some key levels that we usually trade, right? But obviously we will have to keep on marking those key levels out because it's kind of like pumping up, so there is no point of us kind of like marking anything at the moment, because we do need for this candle here to give us that close, or at least the first 30 minutes to kind of like give us some sort of a rejection, right? But anyway, for the sake of marking something out, we've got the first key level here. This is our 4H 50%, right? And now if we have this NY open giving us a retest of this resistance area and closing above the first pullback level on the monthly, and then the half one open giving us a break back below, guess what? This scenario here makes plenty of sense, does it not? Because again, this is technically the area that we have left behind. So we've seen a break out of this area now, so we need a retest as well, right? So in order for us to execute on something like this, what are we looking for? Well, realistically talking, well, first let me just mark this current 4H 50%. So, oh, 1 second, not 40%, 50%. So what we need now is we need something dodgy happening up here, you know, that's going to trap a lot of people. Maybe, you know, some sort of a nice engulfing bullish candle closing above. And then what we need is we need a rejection candle, or maybe even some sort of a resistance candle here, right? If let's say we can get a resistance candle here now on essentially this candle here, and the first 15 minutes kind of like spiked up, and then the last 15 minutes sort of give you that bearish close, establishing that resistance, because we've seen it, right? You get kind of like a breather candle. This is technically still a bullish candle, it's not really a breather candle just yet, but you know, the next one kind of like gives you a break below or forms a resistance, and then you get the breakout candle giving you such a nice drop. I've seen it happen so many times now. So if we do get some sort of a resistance candle forming here, best case scenario, ideal case for us, this will be the ideal scenario, right? Look at that, we've got a range now, just going based off the previous 30 minutes as well, right? We have a range. That's the best thing about this, that we have a massive range. So now if we just play based off the previous candle, we technically need a candle that closes back below this 50% level, right? Making the previous candle invalid. Because guess what? Why does it make the previous candle invalid? Because now if this candle was an open candle, and if it was trading below this area, it would be a rejection candle. It would not be a bullish candle. So we need this candle here to make the previous candle invalid, and that's going to be our confirmation that we're looking for. Because it's not just one confirmation, is it? We've got the HTF conferences where we've done our top-down analysis. It's giving us this major confirmation from this key area, and that's the confirmation we need. So if we can get a candle technically closing below 57, 58, maybe we have some sort of a structure on the 15 minutes. No, maybe on the 5 minutes we have a structure. There it is, that's the structure. See, there it is, 57, 58. There is the structure, guys. There is the structure. You see this, right? You see this resistance here. We need this resistance here to start turning into a support. That's the structure we are looking for. So we technically need a close below this area here, but again, we need some sort of a HTF confirmation, right? We need some sort of a higher time frame confirmation, which for us HTF could be the 4H, but other than that, you could also wait for a 30-minute confirmation, because it is again a very much it's a very high confirmation if you do have that 30-minute confirmation with you. Let's say if we do get our candle closing below this, what kind of candle do we need? Let's annotate. Give me a second. So we need something like this, right? Something, maybe it wants to close above the first pullback level, this first pullback level. Maybe they want to do something dodgy, right? I'm completely fine with it, because they cannot trap me, because I'm thinking about the what they can do to kind of like trap rest of the, you know, retail traders. And I know what they can do. They can give you a decent close above, because technically, even if they do, the 1H is still open. Remember, the 1H is still open, and what they can do is open it up, break. We've seen this how many times? You know, how many times have we seen something like this? They give you a break. Hold up, let me change that.
Break above and close
below. Yes, sir. How many times have we seen this recently? And markets are always changing, and as traders, we need to adapt to the new market condition. How many times have we actually seen this? It breaks, it leaves a massive wick, and guess what? Closes back below, breaking the lows. And now technically your 1H has become bearish, because the 1H was open, and now you get the new 4H opening at 2 o'clock. You have the 1H giving you a bearish confirmation, because you jumped in a buy position up here. Now you're stuck with that bullish bias, and you're not seeing a clean rejection and a clean bearish confirmation, and you're stuck with this bullish bias because you got a 30-minute closing above. See, that's the thing. That's how they want to trick you. They want you to have that bias, you know. So you stick to that bias, and then they just drop the price for the rest of the session, and you're buying, blowing your accounts up. Or maybe they want to give you a bearish bias, and then they want to drive the price up. So they know it's a game of emotions. So they want to mess with your emotions, right? They want to mess up with your psyche. So this is where you've got to be prepared for what they can do. And if you can see through the tricks, guess what? You can make a lot of money in these markets. So for us now, we just want to stay out of this, because again, we don't have a valid confirmation that we've kind of like broken out of this area. Even if we had a valid confirmation, is something like this really worth taking a buy position at, when gold's gone past like its pip limit for the day? Because we know it only moves about, you know, realistically talking 200 pips every day. And we've got news coming in at 3 o'clock as well, right? Yeah, there you go. Got news coming in at 3. The session here will be hosted till 4, so we'll have an hour after the news drops. Is also, we've got plenty of time left. So again, what are we looking for? We're technically looking for a close below this area here. It makes the previous candle invalid. We need the previous candle here to become invalid. And so basically the same thing applies even on the 1H, right? If we have the 1H confirmation, it even makes it 10 times better, since it gives us a higher confirmation trade. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the higher time frame confirmation, either on the 30 minutes or the 1H. So let's say, right, if we do have this confirmation here now, what kind of scenario is setting up if we go to our playbook? Well, I can think of one straight away. Daily highs. You can see this, right, Nuno?
Yeah.
Daily highs,
sure.
fake out. Bingo. And then if daily highs fake out forms, guess what we can do? 4H 50%. Retest. Yes, sir. There you go.
Even over 200 pips, I think most post that on their
Oh yeah, if you guys could kindly just give me your links on Zoom, because I don't have my Discord access here. If you would just give me all the links on Zoom, Nuno from Discord, or anyone else could do it for me. Maybe Hemo could, for all the charts. I'll go over them now. So again, what are we looking for? We need our close. So again, let's just measure the hourly candle, right? We are waiting, because we're trading against such bullish momentum. Like it's so much bullish momentum that we're trading against. We want to wait for some more confirmation, right? Guess what? Your daily highs, you're rejecting your daily highs now, and your hourly is actually all the way down here. You're giving it plenty of room to breathe and do whatever it wants to do, and then bingo. Oh, what did I do? And then look at this, to the left, look to the left, there it is. This is a support level here. We're kind of looking for some sort of a support level near this area here, because this is the area which we are sort of like concerned with. We don't care about any other areas, right? So if we just look at this area here, which is the 57.43 area, and now we kind of try and find out some sort of support level. Oh, look at this. Look at this support level. You guys see this, right? It's a very clean support level here. And maybe let's see again to the left. Has it been respected? Look at that. Again being respected. Again being respected. So we've got double support here as well. We can see double support here, double support here. But the thing with this support area is this is technically a pullback area, and then palm. Any more price action to the left? Yes, we do. We do have some more price action to the left. So usually this is also that fake out area, which we really do want to be careful with. But we can also see this being respected here as a resistance area as well as a support area. So we can say that this is a valid area, right? It actually has those orders which we are interested in. And look at this now, they're kind of starting to give you that U-turn which we sort of anticipated, right? A nasty rejection from up here and a U-turn. And so what we are looking for is even going based off the 4H, we've got this 4H range now. So if we can get confirmation below this, we've got approximately about 40 to 50 pips range to the downside. So what are we looking for? Well, again, as I showed you guys earlier, I want to see price closing below this and giving me a sell position. So I need a close below this area here. So let's mark this out. This is the sell position I'm interested in. So I need a 30-minute close below this, which is the 43 level. There you go. That's what I'm interested in. I need a close below this for sells. Does everyone understand the analysis now? Why we are looking for sell positions? Sells below here. Once we have a closure, right? Closure is needed. Why are we waiting for a closure? Because we need more of a confirmation, since we are going against a lot of top side momentum. There's a lot of bullish momentum in the markets, and we technically are going against the momentum, right? So we need some momentum on our side now. Once we can kind of like see the momentum switching now, and you know, sellers technically taking control, this is where our analysis start to play out. So sells below here, we need a closure. It's very simple, right? Super simple. That's what I'm interested in. Until then, I'm just staying out of the markets, because once this sets up, I will execute without hesitation. Until then, I'm staying out of the markets. But yeah, let's go over let's go over other charts. Give me 1 second. Let me just sort this out here. Okay. There you go. It's setting up very nicely now, isn't it? Look at that. Starting to come down, starting to come down, starting to come down. But as I said, we technically need at least we need, look, because there's so much momentum to the top side, right? Yes, it is rejecting. It's giving you a very nice sort of confirmation, but we need the previous candle to become invalid. And because you always have to think about it, right? Imagine if this candle was an open candle now, this will just be a pullback, right? This would not be a rejection. But once we start to turn the previous candle, once we start to make the previous candle invalid, and technically if this was an open candle, if we see price trading below this, then it's a rejection candle rather than a bullish candle. So we need that close below. You know, once we get this closure, is a very high confirmation trade. And so let's go over the other charts as well, see what everyone else is looking for. Okay, let's go over Moss's charts. Open link. Oh, Moss is looking for the sell positions as well. Very nice. Daily highs breakout, daily highs fake out, over 200 pip. Yes, my brother.
Exactly.
There it
Same
is.
analysis.
There it is. There it is. Lovely, 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 lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's look at Hemo's charts. Where are yours, Nuno? You need to send me yours as well, bro. Oh. Oh, that's the same one. Okay, thank you. But yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for as well. Very nice, Moss. Very nice. It just shows me now that you're really starting to pick on our strategy, and this is amazing, my brother. This is honestly amazing. I'm really proud of you. Amazing work, my brother.
My shirt is kind of messed up because I'm Ohanda, so it's like.
Oh, it's okay, bro. No worries. But yeah, if we can kind of get close below this, then again, remember what is our sort of range. Well, we are aiming for the 50. Well, now the 50% will be less since it's pumped up a bit more, right? So we need to kind of like update that 50% level on the 4H candle that's open. So we need to update the 50% level as well. Let me do that now. Yeah, it's sort of the same level then. Okay. So as long as we're sort of respecting this range, we're respecting the highs over here, the 50% here should be respected. So that's fine. We just needed to start giving us some sort of a closure below this. Again, look to the left now. Clean support area, any closure below this on the 1H, the next 4H. What's the probability of the next 4H going back up if we start to close below this messy area that we have? Because again, look to the left, right? You've got a clean support here. So think about it. As soon as the next 4H opens, if it closes above, most likely it'll bounce back up, give you a retest scenario. But if we see a 1H closing below this now, which is the open 1H now, and it's got about 31 minutes left before it comes to a close, the next 4H can drop, since there will be a lot of selling pressure up here. So once there is a lot of selling pressure up here, they need to technically take the price down to this range here, right? So the probability of us coming down is very high, down to your 52 to 50 level, right? That would be your profit taking area. Well, obviously within this area is when you're taking your profits, right? But essentially that's the idea behind this. And again, for the buy positions, I'm really not interested.
Just waiting now. For now.
You just wait now, yeah. So look at that now. They've technically giving us that sort of candle now, aren't they? Even looking to the left here, see this support level here kind of like just being respected, right? As a support level, it also being respected as a resistance level here. Man, it's just a decent level, to be fair. We do have this messy range to the left when we kind of look at this, but we're going based off the current structure that we have, right? So yeah, going based off our intraday range, we have plenty of range. So let's wait for this. Again, we need the 1H confirmation, because what they could do now is they could break the price down, retest this area here, and then close the price back above this resistance, and the next candle gives you the upper wick, retest of the upper wick. So technically we need that 1H confirmation today, right? Giving us the highest confirmation. The safest trade will be the trade we take below this area here. And look at that, this is your 130 candle opening now, and technically previous candle giving you that resistance, right? But the only issue at the moment that I can really see is the range, right? Because it hasn't really made the previous candle invalid. So technically, when you kind of like think about it, yes, it is forming a resistance. Most likely when it breaks below, yes, it has that range to the downside. But when you again think about it, right? What's the range? It could be a correction. It could just be a pullback, right? So this could just be your range, another 10 pips to the downside. But once we actually see a closure below this, that's when you're looking for the next scenario, which is the scenario that we want to trade, right? Which is the 4H 50% retest. So we need a closure below this for that scenario to actually make sense, for the probabilities to be on our side. Until then, it's very tricky. It could retest this, and it could end up closing something like this. It could give you a retest of the lows over here, as an example, giving you a clean breakout, and then end up closing something like this, leaving a massive wick, closing as a massive rejection candle, next one opens, gives you a low, and boom, back up to the top side. So this is what we want to avoid. So if we want to avoid this, we have this major level here. We want to see a closure below this, and we've got plenty of time left. So there is no, you don't need to FOMO into any positions at the moment, right? In my opinion.
Yeah. No rush, because we have too much range even for the upside or the downside.
Exactly. And as soon as this sets up, right, guess what? We've got this target here that we're aiming for. And so you're chilling. You're chilling. You've got such a nice clean range today. And when you have such a nice clean range today, people mess up because they start to FOMO. But this is where you got to be calm and have patience and execute when the opportunity shows up. Because today you have the opportunity, right? So don't mess that up for yourself. Wait for the confirmations. Because if you take something impulsive now and you get taken out because you couldn't wait for your confirmations, then guess what? You've kind of like missed out on this opportunity. When we see this opportunity, we don't kind of FOMO into it, right? That's the thing. Your emotions, control them. Control the emotions. Wait for your confirmations. Once you have the confirmations, that's when you execute on it and take advantage of this opportunity. But again, just because there is an opportunity now where you can potentially catch a lot of pips, doesn't mean your heartbeat starts racing. Oh my god, let me take a position now. No, relax yourself. Wait, patience. Once it sets up, we'll take it. Until then, stay out of it. Don't FOMO into anything. So technically what we are looking for is we need that 1H resistance candle, right? So if we can get this 1H resistance candle, then the candle after is the one that's going to give us that sell position, right? Since you're going based off the 1H confirmation, your first 1H has rejected, because again, the thing is, right, look how much momentum there is to the top side. You technically do need some sort of a safer confirmation, and in my opinion, the 1H confirmation, it's needed, guys. It is needed today, because going based off this close here, look, this is your range to the downside. It really is, right? And from here now, it can close something like this, the next candle just pumps up. But once we have the 1H confirmation, we've got the new 4H coming up. And what can the new 4H do? If it does start to break past this area, what's the next level for us? Look at that. Look at that. You guys see this, right? 4H, lows breakout. Previous 4H, lows breakout, right? That's the next scenario. So go on your charts and measure out the range. Measure out the whole range. How far are the lows, the previous? So this will become the previous 4H, right? At the moment it's an open candle, so it's the current 4H. But just from here, the previous 4H lows will be 160 pips away. So look at how much range you have to the downside, but you just need to wait for the confirmations. And just what's the need for you to have any sort of FOMO when you got so much range to the downside? Why is there need for you to have FOMO? You don't need to have FOMO. You just need to have patience. That's all you need to have. That's what kind of like makes you different compared to the 90% of retail traders, right? They don't have patience. They don't have that control over their emotions, but we over here do. That's why we are super profitable. Even yesterday, it was such a good day. During USD bank holiday, we took some wins because we have patience. We have that control over our emotions. Okay, lovely stuff. What about you, Hemo? Did you do your charts as well?
I think he has 100 too, bro.
You guys need to switch to FXCM. This is a bit disgusting.
Bro, I don't find it. That's the thing.
That's the thing, bro. When I give this link to someone, it doesn't work. It really doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I couldn't find this either. I had to struggle to literally find this. I think someone gave the link to me because you can't find it when you search it up. But FXCM is perfect. Guys, I'm going to quickly just go grab some water, take over, and I'll be back in 5 minutes, okay?
Okay, bro. Okay.
So I don't know, my trading view is glitching.
It's
not
glitching?
even. Yeah, it's not even opening. I don't know if it's.
Do you have the?
No, it's not the internet connection.
Or you're MetaTrader?
No, on
Or
my
trading.
PC. On my PC, the trading view, it's not opening.
Oh,
I don't know why.
bro, mine is kind of strange too.
Yeah, even when
Yeah.
it opens, it's being slow. I don't know. Should I uninstall it and install it
Bro,
again?
try to open. Do you have the application or do you use on web?
Yeah, the application.
So try to use it on web. It's almost the same.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about the same scenario, the daily high breakouts.
Yeah, makes sense, bro.
But
For
for me,
our
I would
50%.
be selling if it passed like 55, 56 for the sell.
Can you repeat?
I mean, I would be looking for the sell if the price after the close below the 57. It needs to pass like 56 or 55.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, because it's been pumping till this morning, so it's overbought, and there is
Yeah.
some imbalance.
Makes sense, bro. They
Yeah.
need after
So
so much dropping, they need to give us some
Make some
crazy
correction.
correction. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that's one thing.
And we have news.
Yeah, bro. They need to do something, you know. And makes sense, bro. Like
Yeah, but
if
I
you
think
go,
in the
if
next
you see
4
the
hours,
the past weeks, bro, just dropping. They
yeah, I
need
think
to
the
give us
next
something big.
4H will do it.
I don't know, bro. We need to see. It's dropping very nicely. Dropping nicely. Dropping like it's out.
Yeah, but we need a close.
Yeah, for sure, man. You can reject and starts to pump up like half an hour. Just
Exactly.
we have another. Yeah, the RL is a open candle. It's pumping, man. We have some news, bro, today.
Yep.
No, but in the morning, London, no.
No,
bro.
nothing.
But it's pumping.
I think it's just
As we
manipulation.
plan. Yeah, some correction. Makes sense, bro. They give us that's basically a weekly correction.
So I woke up at morning. I saw the price at like 32, 33. I was just about to take a buy, and then I said no. So I closed the app, and like hours later, I saw the price on 49.50.
Jesus.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, bro, you follow the plan, man. That's the most important. Because imagine, sometimes you can take a win, but sometimes you can take a loss. So it's better to stay disciplined in trading our session, because you can run good one time, you know, but can run bad other time, and you're gonna mess up, you know.
Exactly.
Hey, who's here forming into opposition, by the way?
Oh, I was talking about this morning. I saw the price on 32, 33. I was about to take a buy, like a small buy, but I was like, no. Let me just close the app and go back to sleep. Hours later, I saw like the price on 49, 48. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Again, you know, look, think about it, right? If the previous 1H candle was technically open, you know, I kind of want you guys to understand, right? If this 1H candle was an open candle, right? It has a range, doesn't it? It has the highs, it has the lows. And so if this candle was to technically start rejecting, what would it do? It would come down for the lows, right? And once it breaks the lows, it will come down for the previous
Other
lows,
low.
right? Exactly. So this is where now we're kind of going based off this candle here, and we're waiting for that higher time frame confirmation. So once we get like a nice clean close below this 50% level, technically, guess what? You've got two 1H candles rejecting from the top side, and we've done our top down analysis, and we know this is a major rejection level. Even looking to the left, guys, can you guys see this, right? Even looking to the left, what kind of drop you see setting up from here? Like, we literally saw one H candle dropping how many pips from here? It dropped about 230 pips. And guess what? We've seen it, like, you know, so many times previously, that the new 4H just opens and it gives you a minimum pullback and it just goes one way. How many times have we actually seen that? So if we can get closure below this now, and the next 4H kind of gives us that upper wick, a tiny upper wick, breaks the lows, that's a very high probability setup in my opinion. Obviously you want to place your stop losses in appropriate places, right? So you've got a range on this candle here, you know, as long as the 50% area of this candle here is being respected, that should be the rejection area on the new 4H candle. When it comes to like the max pullback area, right? On the next 1H, the max pullback area should be the 50% of this candle. So anything above the 50% will give you a decent stop loss. It really will. It will give you a really decent stop loss. So that's kind of like the idea behind this whole sort of like confirmation, right? We need a nice clean rejection from up here. And why is this rejection here a key level? Because it aligns. So you see how you have the confluences and confirmations, you're merging them together to give you that high probability setup, and that's all we are doing over here. As traders, we're collecting clues and we're waiting for our confirmations now. Once we have a nice clean confirmation, we see price giving us that U-turn from up here, then from there we've got a range. Because going based off our playbook, usually if we see a rejection on the 4H, it will come down to retest the 50%. Just like with anything else, right? Any candle, it's like the same idea behind every single candle, right? Is and if you can kind of like use all of these candles, all these candles do is they give you ranges. Do you see where I'm coming from, guys, right? All these candles do is they give you ranges. So we've got the daily range, we've got the 4H range, we've got the 30-minute range, we've got the hourly range. So if the hourly rejects, then what is the range to the downside? Well, that's where you have your 4H range, right? The 4H range, target number one, this. If this rejects now, if we start to break out of this level, as in like not rejects, if we kind of like see a breakout below this level here, what's the next range? Got the daily 50% creeping down here. We start to clear the daily 50%, boom, you got the lows over here. Once we clear the lows, you've got the support down here. Once we clear the support, you've got the daily lows coming up. You see, it's all a game of ranges. And within these ranges, we just need to play a game of probabilities. And at the moment, the safest sell position for me will be technically below this area here. That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Yeah.
A closure.
100%.
Very important.
110%. Because think about it, right? What are a couple things that can happen to us on the next 1H candle? Because you need to be prepared for everything, right? Either the next 1H can technically open and respect the lows over here and start pumping back up, and this 1H becomes a pullback candle. So either this 1H candle will become a pullback candle or a rejection candle, right? Actually a resistance candle. So now the next 1H, also being the new 4H candle, either needs to give us a break below this or break back above this. There's only two things which can take place, right? There's only two things which can take place. So this is where we need a confirmation below this. If we do not have a confirmation below this, then even taking it on the next candle, let's say this candle here technically ends up closing all the way up here, I will not take a sell position on the next candle. I would wait for another confirmation. It's super simple, but you kind of have to be like, to a certain extent, you need to be conservative when it comes to these confirmations, but you can't just be waiting all day long, right? If you do get close below this and the next candle is actually giving you a break below the lows, then you're taking the sell position, right? Because you have the close, you have the confluences from the higher time frames, you have the confirmation on the lower time frames, and you're getting a breakout. So take it, you know, don't just be waiting now for the upper wick and then the breakout. Take it if the confirmation is there, because we know with the new 4H, it gives you a minimum pullback and it actually gives you that sort of drop if it wants to drop, or if it gives you that pump if it wants to pump. So we just sort of need to wait for that close. Once you have the closure, then you're sort of like, you know, letting the trade play out, because it makes sense. You're playing within the ranges, right? So if the 4H now wants to come down to 50% level, this is where you're kind of marking out your range on anything below the 4H. So anything below the 4H we use is the 1H. So now the 1H, again, we're seeing two 1H candles rejecting, so that's 2 hours worth of rejection, right? So what's going to happen in the next 2 hours? Either this rejection here is just a pullback, and next 2 hours give you that wick fill and break, which also being the first 2 hours of the new 4H, or the next two 4H, the next 2 hours of the 4H will reject and give you a retest of this area, right? And this is a scenario which we trade many times, right? We know the ranges, and we know that this is actually a very valid range, the 4H 50%. So kind of just need to have patience now and wait for this to set up. And the minute this sets up, you've got this very high probability trade setting up in front of your eyes, and you know, you'll have like zero stress when you take this, because you're not all over the place, right? You actually understand the analysis, the conferences that we have. You understand them. If you joined us for the analysis earlier, you understand the confirmation, why we are looking for this confirmation. See, when you kind of like understand all of these things, it's going to make your psychology 10 times better as well, right? So this is a very high confirmation trade. And once we actually have this confirmation, let's take it. You know, we've got 11 more minutes left. If we don't get the 1H closing below this, then I would recommend waiting for more confirmations, right? I think, look at the way it's kind of like forming that breather candle on the 15 minutes as well, right? And so the minute we start to break below this, it should be a nice clean drop, to be fair.
Yeah, even the 4 hour has been like crazy.
Exactly. And this is where also let's kind of like mark out the range on this candle. Let's say if it does give us that confirmation now, then what could the max pullback level be? We know the max pullback level essentially will be this area, right? So 60.04 to technically 38. This will be the pullback level on the next candle. So technically something like this will be the safest position, right? It will be the safest position. But do you have the R2R to the downside? Most definitely you do. So does it really matter how big the stop loss is? Nope. It doesn't matter. It does not matter one bit, because you have the range to the downside. So this will be the safest stop loss I recommend that you guys place. The safest stop loss will be obviously going based off your own broker prices, but you know, a couple pips above your max pullback level, which is essentially this resistance level, right? So even looking to the left now, usually we see rejections forming from up here, so maybe 5 pips above this, fair enough. So 5 pips above, 5 pips above, 5 pips above, yeah, basically your 80, 1960.80 as your stop loss. 1960.80 will be your stop loss, and break of this will be your entry, and below this will be your TP range. And now within this TP range, and remember again, we discussed the idea of kind of like closing partials and having that positive outcome by the end of the day, rather than expecting that positive outcome just through one trade. So keep that in your mind, guys. So look to the left, look to the left, look to the left. Look how many nasty rejections you get near this area. So what is that? Whatever the 50% level is when it comes to, you know, let's say now this is your profit taking range, right? This is when you're starting to kind of like, you're up 50% now. This is when you want to maybe secure some partials and make it risk free around this 50% level, you know, which is at 1954 point. Essentially you want to start making it risk-free near this area, because you know this is a choppy area and you want to be as safe as possible. So this is where you want to make it risk-free, right? You want to secure some partials here, which will be potentially about more than 10 pips, right? Almost 20 pips. You want to secure something here, make it risk-free, apply some risk management, let the rest run, secure some more partials here, make it again, secure some more partials here, but then the next scenario sets up. It means that this position could technically give you at least 100 pips if it plays out, but along the way you're making it risk-free and you're securing some partials. So this is where you want to apply your risk management. Make it risk-free here. Here, and secure partials. Since secure partials, so this will technically be your TP1, right? Oh, starting to give us that drop, isn't it? So yeah, this will be the trade we're looking for, but not yet. It's not valid at the moment since the candle is still open. So we do need to wait for the new 4H to kind of like come into the equation and give us what we are looking for. And if it drops, then it drops. It's completely fine. I have no issue with missing out on this. I have zero FOMO. And yeah, this is the trade we're looking for. And once this sets up, you've got the safest stop loss. You've got very high confirmation trade. You know the probabilities are on your side. You've also got area where you can secure partials, make it risk-free. So, everything's included within this, right? You've got the risk management side sorted. You've got very high probability setup, which aligns with your top-down analysis. It has the confluences as well as the confirmations. Guess what? Your psychology will be in a very nice place. So just wait for this and let's take it downtown. Let's play the game of probabilities together, right? That's all it is. We're playing the game of probabilities and let's just wait for it and let's play it together as a team. That's all we are doing, guys. That's all we are doing. But again, you need to have a lot of emotional control if you want to play this game, right? Otherwise, it can kind of like turn into gambling. So if you don't want to gamble and yes, you want to stick to the trading side, just wait. I think we all have those stories when we used to gamble in the markets, right? We honestly all do. We all do. And yeah, and who says we're only looking for one position? We're looking for at least two positions today if the market obviously allows us to take two positions. So first position, take some partials, blah, 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 come out of it. And then the next position, once you get a pullback, retest, nice, clean, sustainable upper wick, more confirmations, scale back in. So you're like in and out. You're a scalper. You have the scalping mentality of securing partials, because think about it, right? If there is no certainty in the markets, it's all a game of probabilities, then you want to be in the trade for as less time as possible if you are a scalper or an intraday trader. If you're a swing trader, then fair enough, right? But if you are a scalper, you want to be in and out. Since the probabilities could be on your side just for the first 10 minutes or the first 15 minutes, people don't actually see it from this perspective. Just because you have a high confirmation trade now, it doesn't mean that the probabilities are going to be on your side now until the trade plays out. No, the probabilities might just be on your side for the first 10-20 minutes. So within the 10-20 minutes, you got to do what you got to do, which could be secure partials, make it risk-free. Do you guys see where I'm coming from? A lot of the people, they don't actually discuss this, but it's super important as well. Super important. Are you on sell stops? Not yet with the next 1H. Yes, not yet. We're waiting for the next 1H to open. 5 more minutes left. Until then, not taking anything. So in the next 5 minutes, yes, I will be taking a sell position here. Sell stops, yes, but we need to wait. Need to have patience.
Yeah, bro, very, very clean trade. I think it's setting up.
Yeah, 100%.
Very nice confirmations.
100%. And even looking to the left, right, like this is that sort of messy, choppy area. And yeah, if you can apply some sort of risk management near this area here, man, like below this, kind of like start applying some sort of risk management here, because you're up 10 pips. Again, remember, guys, you're playing the game of probabilities, right? So you're trying to understand the range that you have. Essentially, the first range that you have is this. So this is where now you have the probabilities on your side. As soon as we retest this, the probabilities can potentially go against you. But once you clear this range, then the probabilities are on your side until we retest this level, which is the 53.91. From here, again, they can start going against you, or they might still be on your side until you get the scenario playing out, which is the 4H 50%. From there, again, they can go against you. So understand the timing and understand the ranges. It's a game of probabilities, but probabilities can anytime go against you. So as long as the probabilities are in your favor, you hold, you let it play out. But the minute they start to go against you, like, you know, it starts to become a thing where like there's more than a 50% chance that you will actually lose. Now it means you're in negative. You know, probabilities are, the odds are not in your favor anymore, they're against you. That's when you come out. Then you go back in as soon as the odds are in your favor once again. Do you guys understand how trading is done, right? But as long as you have a trading plan and you have the risk management plan to support this mentality, to support this ideology, this methodology, you can make so much money from this game, honestly. So much money. Okay, we've got 3 more minutes left before the next 4H opens, as well as the next 1H opens, and we are looking for these sell positions over here. Again, I've also mentioned where you do want to apply some sort of risk management. If you see a nasty rejection from up here, is it really worth you kind of like being in a drawdown? I don't think it's worth it, because realistically talking, it can give you that pullback if it rejects this area here. This is me being so realistic with you guys, right? So kind of try and make a risk-free if you can, maybe down here, apply some sort of risk management. And if there is enough volatility in the markets with the 4H, then it should go past this area with no issues whatsoever. So we again need to kind of like analyze the markets as soon as they start to approach this range here. If it starts to kind of like just go past this area here, breaks the lows over here, which are the previous 1H lows, from there just close your eyes and let the trade run, because you're about to see a minimum of 100 pips. Well, realistically talking, not 100 pips, you'll see about 50-60 pips, and then once it goes past the next bit of area, which is this area here, oh boy, fun time. Setting up so nicely now though. Got 1 more minute left at this point, guys. 1 more minute left. So again, many times we have seen gold doing something dodgy, right? It gives you a break once and then it will open, break, and then pump back up. So kind of like be very careful. We are looking for a break below this for an entry. But let the first, maybe the first 5 minutes kind of like settle down, or the first 10 minutes settle down, because we don't want to kind of like get wicked out, you know. It could just be a retest sort of thing, maybe because the new 4H is so volatile, it might seem like it's a breakout, but the first 5 minutes could also just kind of be a upper wick or a bottom wick, right? So try and be very safe with your entries here. But yeah, we've got the confirmation now. We just technically need that breakout now. This is the breakout. Oh, that's the breakout. Wait for it. But oh, there it is. The breakout. Oh, there it is. The next. Oh, there is the breakout. Let's go. Okay, at this point, apply some risk management here, so I'll be honest with you guys, and let the rest just run. Oh, there it is. Let's go. Oh, apply some risk management, secure some profits here. This is the open and dump we expected and anticipated, with no upper wick. Minimum pullback, right? Minimum pullback, breakout. Oh, man, play it out to the T. Watch it just go down now. Oof, wow. Watch it just sell off now with no pullbacks. Watch it just sell off. But again, apply your risk management. Make it BE. Secure some partials here now. But wow. This was literally 23 pips in, what was it? Oof. Ho. Let's go. Played out to the T. And that's basically your main TP getting hit. Don't leave anything on the table. Secure as much as you can over here and let the rest run and enjoy these profits. Wow. What did I tell you guys about this? What a clean trade, man. And we're going to look for another position, but guys, drop some W's in the chat as well. Wow. No upper wick, straight up drop. Just how this is the behavior that I've been noticing recently on the 1H, honestly. Been noticing this behavior recently on the 1H. Wow. Just wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Wow. Well, this is where now you do want to be out of this trade, in my opinion, since your scenario has kind of like played out. This trade, if you've taken it on the breakout, again, using your own broker prices, not mine, it was a 30 pip drop. And at this point, I do kind of like recommend coming out of this trade. It's kind of like securing everything. And you can always go back in, but I do recommend not leaving anything on the table here. Just come out of it because your scenario has played out now. So now technically, once the pullback is done, they can give you that pump back up. So this is where the trade one is done. Now you technically need to wait for the next scenario to set up. Let's give it plus 30 pips for trade one. Amazing scenario. Amazing, amazing scenario. So again, do you guys see why this played out very aggressively? Remember, I told you guys about the timing. So we had that probability on our side. For the first 5 minutes, it opened, boom, instant drop. Because we had that probability on our side. But now the scenario is done. This is where you don't leave anything here on the table. You take everything and now you just stay out. You're again scalping the markets. You've made a lot of money here. You're scalping the markets. Now you are again staying out of the markets. And once the next setup shows up, you need to now forget about this, right? You need to forget about this. Don't have a bias that you're just looking for sales anymore. Forget about this. You've made your money now. Now you need that next confirmation to look for something else. What can happen now? Let me try and explain this if I can annotate. What's the next scenario that can set up? Well, the next scenario could be that this is your 4H 50% retest done now, and this candle technically ends up closing as some sort of a bullish candle, and the candle after that breaks the highs. Boom, you're coming all the way up to the highs, because this scenario is done now. But just because you've taken one sell position doesn't mean you're stuck in that same bias now. Come out of that bias, guys. Come out of it. You're done with this position here, right? Come out of this bias now. So now again, we're looking for some more confirmations. At the moment, what can we look for? Well, technically, we can still wait for this candle here to give us that upper wick. And once the upper wick is done, we can see what kind of a close we get. If it's kind of like closing super bullish above this, then we know the next one breaks the highs. You've got all of this range to capitalize on, right? Something like that. Until then, you kind of now just need to stay out of this, right? And wait for the next scenario to set up. But this was your first sell position. Wow. Nasty, 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 nasty play. Very nasty play. Very nasty play. Very nasty play. This is where, guys, make sure you are joining us for the analysis, joining us for every single thing, because today, if you joined us for analysis, we discussed this. Whereas if you kind of like just, popped in and popped out, you most likely missed out on this because you don't understand the concept behind this trade. But if you were there for the top-down analysis, you were there for the risk management, you were there for every single thing, bingo. You've made a lot of money here because you knew what we were anticipating, right? You didn't have to wait for me to say enter now or exit now, because I told you where to enter and exit before the move even happened. That's the beauty of joining us as soon as we start live stream. So make sure you guys are in our Discord. Turn our notifications on Discord. Follow us on Insta. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Turn the notifications on. As soon as we go live, we start to analyze the markets in the first 10-15 minutes, and this is essential now for your growth as a trader. You wanna know exactly what we are looking for, and bingo. What is this, bro? What did you send me?
Where?
Oh, is this the Discord link to join the Discord that you've sent?
Yeah.
Okay. Moss is in the building. Moss, my brother. Did you?
Been quiet.
Moss, did you just see what happened, bro? Moss, my brother, did you just see the setup playing out? The setup playing out so nicely. Amazing. Amazing stuff. That's what trading is about. In and out. Make your money, relax, and now wait for the next confirmations. Because the longer you are in a trade, the more you will get attached to the idea of looking for the same thing, right? So think about your psychology whenever you're trading. Moss is in chat. I quote pips, 20 pips. Yes, sir. Look at that. 20 pips for Moss. Amazing, amazing, my brother. But Moss, you see the scenario that we taught you, how nicely they play out on gold. But this playbook is filled with some... This playbook is the thing that you want, honestly, when you're trading gold. And given to all of our private members. It has all the scenarios which play out pretty much on daily basis on gold. This is what you need. It is so nice. It's not clear when you enter. Well, my friend, what you need to do is you need to join us as soon as we go live on YouTube. Because if you do not follow our analysis and you do not follow, because the whole point of this is educational purposes. So if you're not actually joining us from the start, then that's a thing you need to work on. That's an attendance issue. You need to be more punctual with us. You need to join us on time. Join our Discord. Turn the notifications on Discord. Turn the notifications on YouTube. That's something that you need to work on. When I analyze the markets and I tell you what we are looking for, that's your job now to execute on it. It's not my job to press the buy or sell button for you, right? You understand where I'm coming from, guys? If you were there for the top-down analysis, you knew exactly what we were looking for. You saw this confirmation here we were waiting for. We discussed the breakout and it played out in front of your eyes. So it was actually very clear if you were there from the start. But it is a bit hard for you to catch something like this if you're not staying, again, consistent with everything, right? So make sure as soon as we go live, you guys are there and you're staying throughout the whole day. Otherwise, you will kind of miss out on what we are discussing. So maybe we might actually just stay out of the markets, let's say for some, and that's the thing, when you are in our team as well, even before we are executing, you just know what we are looking for because you got access to the playbook, right? So that's kind of like, you have to invest in your education and just be more punctual, put the work in, and you will never miss out on anything because you know what we are looking for, right? Before we even enter the markets. So again, guys, what is the job of this candle now? Either to give us that upper wick and again close as a bearish candle, or kind of like give us a close back above this area. And then what is the next scenario we can look for? Nino, by the way, how do I kind of like extend this, my bro?
Yeah, drag it down. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now the 4H lows breakout, that's obviously one of the scenarios we can wait for. But now the 50% retest is done. So what's the next scenario we can start looking for? 4H 50% pullback. Okay, if that's the next scenario we are looking for, then daily highs, retest of the daily highs will be essentially daily highs breakout, daily highs fake out. Yeah, it could be our daily highs retest. Bro, do we not have a daily highs retest here? Because we do need the daily highs retest here as well. But we'll just go for the 4H retest, 4H highs retest. Or do we not have that? Yeah, let's put the 4H highs retest, daily highs retest as well. But let's just say we go for the previous 4H 50%. 4H previous 4H 50%. Where is the previous 4H 50% retest? We need to put the previous 4H 50% retest as well. So now again, technically this makes sense, 4H 50% retest, because what kind of retest will it be? Well, now it will be a topside retest, right? Going based on the previous 4H, because it's done its job now. So technically, the retest scenario will only make sense when essentially this candle comes up, gives us the upper wick and then drops. I was with you since the start. I just have an issue with when the candle pumps past the entry line, but you say wait for it. Then when it pumps more, you still have your entry level the same. Again, W Stream bro, thank you for the content. Okay, look, there is an entry criteria and then there is the exit criteria, right? When I say wait for it, I mean wait for the breakout. Don't just enter on the maybe it's a language issue, maybe. But when I say breakout, I mean wait for it. Don't just enter as soon as it kind of breaks the lows. Let it break one time, second time. What happened? Look at the minute candle. It kind of opened, it gave you a wick down, and then it gave you a tiny pullback, and then it broke for the second time. I always say wait for that second breakout, but the second breakout doesn't mean that you wait for a close. The first 5 minutes, you kind of want to relax and you want to chill and you want to see how price kind of like reacts. But if in the first minute, obviously I can't show you seconds, I don't have the access. Oh, can I? No, I can't show you the seconds. But essentially what you are looking for is you're looking for the low. Yeah, I can't really open up. I have the pro though. Oh, I have the pro. You can only do it with the pro. Yeah, I'll get the seconds as well, just to like kind of show you guys how it works. But essentially what you are looking for is, look, you're looking for a break below this area, right? But the way you look for the breakout has to be sensible. You don't just take it on the first minute just because it wicks down. But what is a breakout? You know, can you tell me what is considered a breakout if price is pushed past this area by how many pips?
Yeah, 5 pips.
There you go. What? So again, it's like, you know, it's the issue with the education, kind of like not understanding our strategy. That's all it is. So if you want to learn, come join our private team. We can teach you every single thing that you need. Until then, this is a free education live stream. Take your time with it, right? Take your time with it. Take your time with it. But I think I have mentioned this in the live stream as well, have I not? That anything past 5 pips is considered a breakout.
Yeah, many times, bro.
Many times. So that again is about the, you know, punctuality. You guys got to be more punctual on the streams. But again, we haven't been trading for that long, so give it some time. You'll start to pick up on a lot of the things we do. We don't have sell stops or buy stops because that would destroy your trading account, man. But as soon as it goes past that 5 pip mark, you go for it. You go for it. It's considered a valid breakout. You're scalping the markets, right? You're in and out. You had plenty of range. Even let's say you waited for the 5 minute, the 5 pip breakout past this area. You waited. Bingo, executed. Below this, you've literally capitalized on 26 pips minimum, right? Thank you, Clay, bro. Thank you. So usually our entries are like 5 pips away from the entry line. It depends. It really depends. There's different scenarios, right? But something like today, because there was no upper wick, we expected it to technically break below and start pumping back up, give us the upper wick, and then close below, right? And then start giving us that sell-off. But the minute it gave us a valid confirmation that, okay, cool, this is actually a breakout. You have the volatility on your side. Bingo, you take it. Again, what did I mention? 4H gives you, previously 4H has not given you that upper wick or a pullback. It just gives you a clean drop, which again is something that we mentioned, right? So there you go. So I think next thing that we need to wait for now is essentially wait for this candle here to kind of like give you that close, and with New York Stock Exchange opening up in the next 15 minutes or so, should be able to also look for something else. Let me know if that makes sense. I will check Discord. Join our Discord, you know, share your charts on the Discord. Make sure everyone watching, guys, your notifications on our Discord is on, because we're about to do a lot of stuff on the Discord now, a lot of like educational content, giveaways and stuff like that. So make sure your notifications are on, because it will be very important, right? So put the work in, because this is for free, right? So put the work in, turn the notifications on, make sure you guys are in our Discord, follow us on Instas, like just make sure you guys are everywhere, because we are about to drop a lot of gems now, a lot of gems.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Very nice trade. Now, kind of like, again, one more thing, right? Because we're not looking for swing positions, we're looking for scalp positions, intraday plays. On gold, they can play out very quickly. They can be super quick trades. So always keep that in your mind, guys. They can be super quick trades, right? So if you don't understand what we actually do, don't take trades with us. Just try and learn how we trade. Try and understand how we trade. Don't have to start taking trades with us from day one, or join our private team and we can teach you. Until then, kind of like relax, chill, watch the stream and educate yourself. So again, there is no rush. We're not going anywhere. We will be here now for the rest of the year. So take your time, understand how we trade, super profitable, but it can be super risky if you do not know what you are doing. It could be very, very risky, because again, not only that we play the game of probability in terms of like, okay, it's a higher probability setup because it's closed below. That's so basic. That's basic retail mentality. You could only have the probability, the edge on your side for the first 5 seconds, for the first 5 minutes, for the first 10 minutes. You need to kind of understand what gives you the probability and how long do you have the edge on your side for. So you only had the edge on your side for the first 5-10 minutes, the first 15 minutes, right? And this was the area that you wanted to see go retest. So now the retest is done. Now the move is done. You don't have the edge on your side anymore. You need to wait for more confirmations. That's how the game works, right? So you have to be very active, very active. And yeah, that's all we are doing over here. We're being super active. And it's retesting this level here and kind of like giving you a rejection. So let's see what the next move is. The 4H can always give us a double top. We do need an upper wick on the 1H. The 1H closing as a nasty rejection candle, but still technically respecting this resistance here, so it still is trading above this resistance now. Again, we have a range on the previous 1H and we have a range on this 1H, so let's kind of like wait for the next position now to set up. But I would want to see some sort of confirmation at least below the 50% of this 1H. Then I know the momentum is still on our side. They want to give you that sort of like retest to the T, right? Because they haven't really retested the 4H 50% to the T. Look at this. Look at this. What was your entry in the last trade? The last trade was a hard entry, 5 pips below. 5 pips below with the breakout. Because again, I would never take an entry as soon as it breaks the lows. But if it goes past the 5 pip mark, then I know the volatility is on my side. The 4H being one of the, remember the concepts of kill zones. 4H kind of being one of those kill zones area, right? Very volatile open. Accumulation happens and they give you that instant move. So again, 5 pips below was the entry, basically. Because if I had entered the markets as soon as it kind of like spiked below the lows, then that would have been a silly position, right? So that's why waited. As soon as I saw that drop going past the 5 pip mark, bingo, in and then out. And now resting, chilling, waiting for more confirmations. Understand another thing. Don't chase perfection when you're trading. Perfection does not exist in this business. There is no perfection. There is no precision in this business. There is only probabilities in this game. So you need to play the game of probabilities. Don't try to be precise. Don't try to be picture perfect. Forget about everything. Just make sure whenever you enter the markets, you have the right risk management on your side, which will again prevent you from taking a massive loss. And just make sure that you have probabilities, that the edge is on your side, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters, right? Okay, so again, kind of need to wait for this candle here to close now. Bro, if the current 30-minute close is bullish and the next candle breaks the highs, could be considered a buy entry, right? Nope. The 1H is still open, so it's just an upper wick. That's all it is. Because, as I said earlier, right, the 30-minute entries have become very tricky now because they break the lows. Not break the lows, isn't like they give you that bullish confirmation, break the highs, and then from there end up giving you that bearish close. So no, you would want to wait for the 1H to close before taking anything else. The 30-minute is super risky because it makes sense. You can take it, but you would need to apply some sort of risk management as soon as it starts to tap the 59 level. So think about it. If this candle here now, that the open candle is trading up here somewhere, and the next one breaks the highs, you've only got range of like 5-6 pips. Is it really worth it? In my opinion, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. So I would recommend kind of like staying out of it. For the NYSE can give you that spike up, and then from there, the first 15 minutes giving you that sort of resistance, and then last sort of 15 minutes before the 1H open, before the 3 o'clock open, could give you that drop for the rest of the day now, or even a pump, but you need that confirmation for a pump, right? So kind of like the same thing we're looking for again once the pullback is done, right? Maybe this time we'll just look for a 15-minute close because we have the 1H confirmation. This is the pullback. We just need that next confirmation being the 15-minute confirmation for, again, the 4H 50% retest, and most likely the second time they give you a retest, they'll most likely break it and give you the lows. And obviously daily 50% will be the next target for us, and until then, yeah, you've got room to the top side as well, but this trade here is done now. You need more confirmations. Cool, makes sense. News coming out at 3 p.m. too. Exactly. But no, anything at the moment will be tricky. You kind of want to stay out of here. Layer reveal its tricks, and the thing is, right, once it wants to drop for the rest of the session, it will show you the signs. Nice analysis, my bro. Appreciate that, my brother. Appreciate that. Thank you. Make sure you guys do drop a like on the stream, guys. Do drop a like on the stream. We really do appreciate it. Honestly, it will help us, keep us motivated to show up every single day as well, because it is quite draining, you know, kind of like trading your own accounts and then also doing this in front of everyone else, you know, because trading is not easy. You have a lot of psychological pressure, and then when you're performing in front of everyone else, it kind of like enhances it. So make sure you guys do show us some love. Drop a like. We will be staying consistent every single day. And yeah, if you have any questions as well, guys, more than welcome to ask me. 7 more minutes and then we've got the New York Stock Exchange opening. That should bring us a lot of volatility as well. Coffee is making effect. Be right back. Coffee is making effect. Coffee is making effect. Don't tell me it's the laxative effect. We've got 11 likes, guys. Come on, let's run up the likes. Let's get up to 30 likes. We've got 30 people watching at the moment. Come on, let's hit the like button. We're waiting for another opportunity here, another trade. But let's start dropping the likes. Literally takes you guys 1 minute to press the like button. It's not something where you need to, you know, click on an external link, go to a different website, then sign up and then drop a like. You just need to press one button. So let's drop some likes. Exactly that. Ha ha ha. My brother, make sure you don't take too long. New York Stock Exchange, we got the trade coming up, so you need to be on the charts active. During this session, try and stay active, everyone. But obviously, if you have some sort of issue, then yeah, that's a different story. Not even a minute, bro, it takes a second. Exactly. So I really do appreciate if you guys can drop a like. Okay, look at this candle here now. It's technically starting to reject, so respecting the same exact level of Oz, and looking at the 30-minute, it has given us the pullback as well. So, but again, now we need to kind of like measure out the range that we have. Let me just take this out. We don't need these anymore.
Back in the building.
Yes, sir. So again, let's kind of like measure out this range again, because it's sort of closing as a bullish candle, right? So we need the next candle, the first 15 minutes of the New York Stock Exchange, to make this invalid once again. It will be a closure below this for the next sell position, in my opinion. Very nice. Yeah, then you will be clearing this messy choppy area here as well to the left. So yeah, if we can sort of get a closure below this now, I'll be looking for that next sell position with the New York Stock Exchange opening. And so if we can maybe get something here, like some sort of a structure on the 15, on the, okay, we've got this resistance here now. Technically, the resistance area we broke out of, so anything closing back below this resistance shall give us the support. And Assalamu alaikum, what's good my brother, what's happening Piri, wa alaikum salam. And so yeah, there you go, 55. Took one clean trade, man. We're waiting for the next setup now. So yeah, same thing applies. Sells below here, closure. This time we need a 15-minute closure with the New York Stock Exchange. First 15 minutes giving us that close, the next 15 minutes giving us that break is what I'm interested in. Got the first position, now we need the next position, so need to wait for the next bit of confirmations now. And again, they didn't really retest this level here to the T, but again, it is about the broker prices, right? It was only off by like 3-4 pips. So I would consider this a retest. But if they do technically start to break the price down again now for the second time, there's a very high chance that they can now give you the daily 50%. So we need the first 15 minutes to technically close below this. So again, waiting for the next confirmation. We need at least a 15-minute closure below this, because now we're trading with the trend, we're trading with the higher time frame confirmation. So we technically just need that next bit of confirmation, which could be LTF confirmation, because we have the HTF confirmations now, right? This is the pullback done. We just need the next bit of confirmation, which tells us, look, the pullback is done. Start selling the markets again, because we're about to drop it. We're about to give you the lows again and potentially pass the lows, right? So that's all we are waiting for now. So we need at least 15 minutes, and essentially you'll be closing below this support, below this resistance. And anytime we have a resistance here, it gives you a spike down to obviously the lows, and anything past this, as I said, below this, you've got such a nice decent range, right? Bro, take over. I'm going to quickly go get energy drink. Okay, I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Okay, bro. Okay. Yeah, Himo, what do you think?
Yeah, bro. Makes sense.
Looks clean, yeah.
Yeah, the 4-hour did a job.
Even for the news, man, they're dropping the price all day to dump it the rest of the day. Makes sense too.
Yeah, maybe.
Cheapest price to sell.
So 2 minutes for NYSE
Yeah.
and 32 minutes for the news.
Makes sense, makes sense. Moss is back.
Bro, I need to buy a new mic.
Why, man?
I don't know, this mic is like... makes my voice so... I don't know.
Bro, that's normal. Because I didn't like my voice too on the mic, you know, so...
I don't know. It's even like... it's a good headset. It's HyperX, but...
Bro, I think that's normal, bro. Even my phones, bro, are not like very, very good. It's kind of normal ones, you know.
Yeah, but only on Zoom, on YouTube. But when I play like online, I play games. I don't know, it's okay. It's like so clear, so loud.
But as a very, very good quality, bro. Maybe on Zoom you can adjust some settings, I don't know.
Yeah, I think there are some settings. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
you can adjust it like
Just speaker and
Like-
microphone.
on Discord too, you know.
Yeah, audio settings. Test mic volume.
Yeah, I think you can do that.
Background noise separation.
Not
So
background.
do you
because-
hear
No, nothing,
anything
bro.
in the
It's very,
background?
very clear. Your voice is clear, bro. No, nothing on background.
Cool. We're dropping. NYSE.
Ooh, and breather candle at 30
NYSE in
minutes.
the building.
Breather candle on 30 minutes.
Let me see. 30 minutes. Yes, it is.
But yeah, some close on 15 minutes is kind of required. Somehow I don't trust the down move. I'm staying out. Yeah, bro. If you don't like feel comfortable with taking a trade, you don't take it, you know. That's normal. You need to be like sure that you want to execute on something, you know. That's the only way to be like confident on the trades and let the trades play out, you know. If you take something that you are not sure, you can reverse, and then you start thinking, oh, why I take this trade, you know. You need to be like executing on something that you really like, you know. That's because we don't took nothing. We just took the first trade, you know, and this one we are not touching it unless you see the right confirmation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the first one like 5 seconds, 6 seconds, in and out.
We have the devil's elixir here, by the way, guys. Look at the devil's elixir. Red Bull, it gives you wings.
Oh man, Red Bull is haram.
The devil's elixir, guys. About to commit the biggest sin of my life.
So,
Okay, first 15 minutes, just let it do its thing, calm down a little bit. And once we have the confirmation, let's give it a go. Again, decent stop losses have to be placed on these positions, appropriate stop losses. Man, you know, a close below this is needed, honestly is needed. And then the next one technically needs to give you that wick fill break scenario, because the previous one technically gave you the upper wick now, still respecting the highs. So I think if we do get this position setting up now, I think it's something like this. You got this SL up here of previous highs as the safest SL, and yeah, you just let it run. Very nice position in my opinion, but you do need that closure, the first closure, and then the next one technically needs to sort of like give you that drop. But yeah, there you go. But I think whoever was asking me about the buy position, do you see why you kind of couldn't take that buy position? Remember I said it'll break above and then it'll close below. You see? That's what I meant by, oh man, if the 1H lows over here get violated, oof, gold is gonna sell off. It's just gonna sell off. Yeah, bro, I now see. Yeah, bro, the thing is with gold, they love tricking you, so just kind of be careful with these positions. They will trick you, they will take you out, because not only that they trick you, they trick everyone else that's looking at the same thing, right? Take the liquidity out and boom, they give you the actual move. So yeah, just be very careful with the impulsive plays. Yeah, your analysis is slowly playing out. Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. About to sip on the devil's elixir, guys. It's about to give me wings. But yeah, we kind of just need to wait for the next bit of confirmation now, and at least wait for the first 15 minutes or so, because you got to understand with New York Stock Exchange open again, like I don't know if you guys were here yesterday. If you were here yesterday, we were kind of going over that concept of like kill zones some people trade, right? So New York Stock Exchange again being one of the volatile opens, right? Super volatile opens, like a lot of spikiness kicks in, right? They pick up a lot of spikiness. So this is where when you have a lot of spikiness in the markets, you kind of need those closures again, because again, remember the same concept I was showing you guys on the monthly. Even if price starts breaking out of here, as long as it doesn't actually give you a valid close, retest, and break above it, it's just a price is trading. Yeah, it's just a retest, right? It's just a retest. It's technically a liquidity play. Same thing kind of like applies here, right? With New York Stock Exchange open, yes, it's very volatile at the moment, and most likely it will drop. But do I care? No. Am I gonna wait for my confirmations? Yes. Do I have them at the moment? No. Am I gonna take anything? No. Very simple. So only option I have left is to wait. Because what I can think of now is maybe they give you that U-turn, break the highs, retest that max pullback level on the 1H, which I showed you guys earlier, and then start to drop the price with the news, because you got news coming in as well, so don't forget. And again, how long would you have the probabilities on your side if the trade was to set up? Just the first 10 minutes. Let's say if you are waiting for the first 15 minutes for the probabilities to be on your side, and then you get what you are looking for, the confirmation which says, okay, cool, the probabilities are on your side now. Then you only have about 10 minutes. Within these 10 minutes, you need to execute, take your profit, place your stop loss, apply risk management. As soon as you start to kind of like trade within the last 5 minutes, the spikiness goes up and down, up and down, up and down, because we've got news coming in at 3 o'clock. Do you guys see it, right? So you will only have 10-minute period to even take some profits if you do execute on this. So obviously you first need to wait for the first 15 minutes, and then after the first 15 minutes, if you do execute on this, you only have the first 10 minutes to take your profits, or get taken out. Last 5 minutes, the spikiness goes up, up and down, up and down, up and down. News starts to get priced in. You don't want to be in any sort of trade. Let me know if that makes sense to you guys.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Yeah.
With the volatile opens, with news.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, if you can master this craft, there are trillions and trillions of dollars being moved in the markets every single day. Cool. People like to say trading is not something where you get paid out every day. I'll agree. I'll definitely agree. But when I get paid out, I'm getting paid out in a month. I'm getting paid out how much someone would maybe make in a year. So they might consistently slave away every single day, make consistent gains, but they're slaving away. Like their hour is worth X amount. So at the end of the day, why does it matter if I don't make money every day, as long as by the end of the year I'm making more than your average people doing the 9 to 5? That's what business is about, right? It's not business is about profit and loss. And this is where, when you have trillions of dollars to take from, imagine guys, like, do you guys not think about it? You are trading the markets where you have trillions of dollars that you can take from every single day. Every single day, if you know what you are doing, you can take from those trillion dollars every single day. And if you have enough buying power, enough selling power, you're making millions pretty much. But obviously there's a process to get to that point. And markets don't care about what race you are. Markets don't care about what country you're based in. Markets don't care about anything like that. Markets don't care about how many millions you have, or if you don't have anything in your bank account. If you can learn this skill set, this skill set here that we're teaching, you're set for the rest of your life, man. You don't ever need to slave away for anyone else ever again. So it just gets me like super happy to know that I'm successful in something like trading, because I can take trillions and trillions of dollars every single day, and money is just a number now. Money is just a numbers game, really. You just let the odds play out every single day, and when you have that plan in place, by the end of the month you will be up X amount, because you have collected enough data, right? If you have enough evidence, enough data to know, okay, cool, my strategy actually gives me X amount of win rate. I have X, this is my risk to reward, maybe 1 to 2, 1 to 2. This is consistently what I can do. So when you put all the numbers together, it just becomes so systematic. You just play out every day. It just takes the emotions out of the picture. And if you can take emotions out of the picture as a human being, and you are not actually a robot, so that means there is no room for error anymore, because with a robot there isn't room for error. If the code goes wrong, or if something goes wrong, there is room for the error, right? If you're using AI or some sort of a robot. So as a human now, if you can detach yourself from emotions, you are who can actually print the most amount of money, in my opinion. A retail trader who can become part of the 5-10%, for them, money is just a number. That's all it is. Like, you can make so much money from this game. Make sure you guys are in our Discord, guys. We are about to drop a lot of gems. Also, turn the notifications on when you do join our Discord. So every time we go live or we post something, you will get the notification. We're never going to spam you with anything like a meme or anything unnecessary. That's not going to be a gem. We will only drop the gems, right? So it'll be really worth it if you turn the notifications on. So again, we've got 4 more minutes left, and seems like it's actually setting up quite nicely, isn't it? The next candle needs to give you a minimum pullback and a breakout. But I think you sort of just want to stay out of it before the news kicks in. It's really not worth it. I think with the news, because this can play out very nicely in the last 15 minutes. I think but because of the news, you sort of just want to stay out of it, because you'll have that only that first 10 windows to kind of like execute, take profits, or apply risk management. But if you can just wait for the numbers, then essentially it will give you that sort of confirmation, right? So I think let's wait for news. Let's wait for this. Let this do its thing, and then we wait for news. And what we can also do is we can just wait for some sort of a closure below this 4H 50%. And if we see a closure below 4H 50%, then the next scenario will set up. So I would recommend kind of like waiting for the news now to just drop, and then wait for the numbers and then the confirmations that we're looking for, and from there we'll take it. So let me just kind of mark out the level again. This is the 4H highs. You've got the 4H lows just down here. So we kind of need a closure below this for the safest position, right? Because this is your 4H 50%. 24. Does it make sense to take a trade here? Nope. Because you do not have any range to the downside. It's only about 20 pips away from the retest, right? But once we kind of like get a breakout past this area, it'll be a very nice position setting up. So I think, yeah, you do want to stay out of taking anything now. Just wait for the news to kind of kick in, and if the numbers are super sort of positive, then yeah, sort of like a, well, yeah, this was your first bit of position up here, right? But the next bit of position that you're looking for will set up below this area. And even looking to the left now, you've got this major support area here that you see price bouncing up from, and you also have the resistance area here, and anything below this now, you've got plenty and plenty of range since the news is dropping as well. So 24, look at that. Below this, you've got such a nice clean range, honestly, such a nice clean range. Even below this, you've got clean sell position setting up. I'll be so honest with you guys, but nice clean sell position setting up below. Or even a buy position from here if you see a nasty rejection. So that's the key level we technically want to wait for. See a retest of this and see what happens, right?
Even for buys or enough, or even for sells?
Even for buy positions, yeah, because you understand that 1H still has that sort of area to the top side which it can retest, right? So yeah, if this closes as a rejection candle, next one breaks the highs, bingo. You know it's going to start pumping up. And once it pumps up, gives you that retest, closes back below, rejects, you take it downtown. So simple. Trading is so simple. If you kind of like take out the emotions, right? It's so simple. As long as you don't have emotions, it's so simple. So again, another thing that I can really think of now is, technically we have the highs, we have the lows, we have the support. If we see our close below this, close below the 50%, next one breaks the lows, you've only got about like, it's not really worth it. The range is just not there, you know, so it's not worth taking any sales at the moment, as long as we're kind of like above this area, because two things can happen: either retest, pump back up. It hasn't given you the retest, right? So we need to see what kind of reaction we get once the retest is done. So this is where again we need to just stay off the markets and wait a little bit more, because the analysis that I gave out earlier, I was still playing out. But that's the thing, because we have capitalized on this range now, we don't need to capitalize on it once again. We can technically just wait for this range to get cleared and capitalize on the next bit of range, because we have this intraday range. So we know that technically past this area it can drop another 50-60 pips, so you just need to wait, really. That's all it is. Last 15 minutes left. You got the closure that you were anticipating, and next one's again breaking below, most likely coming down for the lows, but we don't have the range, so you want to stay out of it for now. No positions should be taken since you don't have the range to the downside.
Need to do the $1 million bet, bro.
Yeah, guys, what's the $1 million bet? What's happening with the news? Pumping or dumping? What are we seeing with the news? Is it pumping or is it dumping? What's the $1 million bet?
Positive selling.
Positive. So you're
For me, it's a big dumping.
Yeah.
Big dumping. Big dumping. Very nice. Very nice.
I think today gonna be big dumping, bro.
I mean, yeah, it really depends. But if they do give you positive numbers, I think even like a impulsive entry will make sense, right? Below the 1H lows, like an impulsive entry below the 1H lows makes plenty of sense. Kind of like using because how big is the 1H now? Yeah, man, like placing the stop losses above this area here. If they give you a nice clean dump below this area, well, the thing is, right, it's a little bit tricky at the moment. You kind of do need a breakout below the 50% level. So I think safest dump makes sense if it goes past this area here, right? So imagine this candle here technically gives you a close just here. Numbers are super positive. You kind of place a sell order here, 5 pips below these lows. Again, what lows am I talking about? Talking about these lows over here. You kind of like place a sell stop or something 5 pips below this, and the minute you have that valid breakout, you've got this clean range to the downside, clean traffic to the left. You've got like easy 46 pips or something, and you know you've got plenty of range to the top side. And guess what? Your SL goes above the max pullback level on this candle here. And what would the max pullback level be? Well, the max pullback level will be this area here, right? So essentially 56. So let's put it 57 being your SL. Let's just say, right? 57 being the SL, down here being your entry, and applying risk management as soon as you tap this area here, applying risk management, making it risk-free here. You make it risk-free here, apply your risk management, and yeah, do exactly what you done earlier. Let the rest run.
Yeah, I think it can replicate something like this, you know? Same area. But yeah, bro, the news, we can predict nothing, so.
Exactly. But if the numbers are positive, you need technically a break below the 4H 50%.
The 4H,
yeah. Anything above, so that's why break of this current 1H will be invalid unless in the next 11 minutes they actually give you a close below. Then yeah, break of this will be valid. Until then, you kind of need to go based off this massive bullish candle, right? Break below this 5 pips, man, you get triggered in. If the numbers are positive, you put your SO all the way up there, giving it plenty of room to breathe. As soon as it taps this area here, you make it risk-free, secure some partials, and then you let the rest run. Let the rest run. This will be your impulsive play on gold. But it makes sense, you know? It makes sense. A very clean price section. Makes plenty of sense. If the numbers are positive in the next 10 minutes, this makes plenty of sense, honestly. What's happening, Simon, my brother? How are you, my bro? Appreciate the love. Guys, drop a like. Let's get the likes up. Waiting for this second position now as well, so let's get the likes up. And also, this is for like the cowboys, the impulsive people, right? You also have your next bit of confirmations which can show up if you just kind of like stay out of it for the first 5 minutes or so, you know, just to be extra bit safe. So you've got different scenarios there, but yeah, man, this makes a lot of sense, this position here. Plenty, it makes plenty of sense, right? And yeah, because where is your 30 minutes now as well? Yeah, look at that, your SLs are pretty much above the 30-minute highs as well. Makes plenty of sense. It really does, really does, giving you a close below this. So as long as the next one respects the highest, it will drop. If the next one breaks the highest, then it will become a fake out and most likely come for the resistance area which we have up here. So it really just depends on the numbers now. Below this, the next key area for us will be the daily 50%, right? I think the daily 50% needs to be readjusted as well, because they did move the price a little bit. So I think the daily 50% has changed. Let me just measure out the daily range once again to be safe. because I know it has moved. It gave you that sort of breakout. I like to be very precise with my levels, guys. Super. Okay, daily lows. Let's look at the daily highs as well. And so the scenario which we are trading is the daily 50% retest. So the daily 50% will be just here. Okay, so the daily 50% is 1947.08. So let's put that up a little bit more. 47.08. So that would be your daily 50%. And that's going to be the scenario in the playbook for us. Daily 50%. 4H 50% breakout. And we also have the daily 50% retest. D 50% retest. Daily 50% retest, and yeah, that's the next thing we're waiting for now. Daily 50% retest to the downside. If the numbers are positive and they kind of give you this impulsive play, it makes plenty of sense, to be fair. You make it risk-free near this area. If this goes off, make a risk-free entry kind of like 5 pips below this area here. If the numbers are positive, kind of like down here, expect the impulsive play, secure some partials here, make a risk-free TP1 area. Just this is your TP1 area, and once this gets hit, you make a risk-free, secure something, and yeah, let the rest run. So let's see, 7 more minutes left. 7 more minutes left.
Spikiness is kicking in.
Yes sir, yes sir.
I think the West news was very negative, I think.
And remember what I said earlier, guys, it will drop if you have the confirmation, but you only have a 10-20 pip range. So look, it's giving you that 10 pip drop which we anticipated, but was it worth taking it? No. So that's why we stayed out. We don't just take anything that market gives us. We are very selective with what we take. That's what makes you a profitable trader. You're very selective and very picky with when you input your risk. This way your psychology will be always up there. Always. So let's go. 6 more minutes left now. 6 more minutes left. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do.
Oh, now they retest the 4 hour. The T. 4 hour 50%.
So even a break above this area gives you a upper wick retest. Anything above this now, it kind of gives you a buy position. It really does give you that buy position now. You have a buy position above here. As soon as they give you a fake out move, then most likely they want to bring the price up to give you that sort of 1H upper wick. Yeah. If the numbers are negative above this, you've got clean range to the top side, pretty much up till at least. Yeah, look at that. You've got clean top side range as well. Clean topside range, honestly, of 1959.14 to 86. 1959.14 to 86. We've got clean topside range as well above this. Clean topside range. So yeah, let's see what they do. Let's see. Either way it can go, honestly, either way.
Yeah, now we can predict. Just waiting. What do you wait? 3 minutes. Let's see if we have a close.
Yes, sir. 4 more minutes left now. 4 more minutes left before something happens. Again, the news is about to drop. It is a high impact news folder, so it will move the price. It's a red folder. What about for the rest of the week? We got news coming in tomorrow as well, or no? Yes, 3 o'clock.
Gonna be a volatile week, bro.
And Thursday we got very nice.
Employment claims.
And NFP, because it's the first week, right?
NFP.
Because the first week, first Friday. Basically. Yeah. Every first Friday is NFP basically. Every first Friday. So next month, first Friday is on the 2nd. So that's NFP. So yeah, NFP is crazy, man. Crazy volatile. So we've got plenty of opportunity now for the rest of the week. Let's just see how it plays out. Again, this is a very impulsive cowboy entry, so the probability of this playing out is not as high as a probability of you kind of like, you know, the probability will be more on your side if you were to kind of like wait for a closure below this and then take it. So this is kind of like a tricky trade. So if you secured the first trade, you don't have to take something like this. But yeah, if the numbers are positive, then yeah, let's see what they do. I've got everything there now, and anything past the 4H range, technically they need to bring the price down to the next level. But one thing I do want to mention is though, this is a nasty rejection area as well. I do want to mention these rejections here. If you are careful near these rejections, you can see even price rejecting here, price rejecting there, also giving you a very nice spike up from this area. So do consider this area here, keep this area in your mind. You would want to ideally see price kind of like clearing past this rejection area here, which is a red zone for us, danger zone for us, right? So keep this area here marked up. It could give you a very nasty rejection from here, which is the danger area, danger zone. But here's, yeah, so technically same thing applies. If it goes past 5 pips, then it's a breakout, because it is under 5 pips, right? So yeah, good luck if you guys do give this a go. Good luck. You have the area where you want to make it risk-free as well. You've got another minute left, another minute or so. This only applies if the numbers are positive, by the way. If the numbers are not positive, then the first initial spike down will just be a liquidity play to hit these stop loss, to hit these sell stops. That's why we don't have any sell stops, manual execution here. Sell stops will get hit if the numbers are negative, they'll spike down and then drive the price back up. So be protected when it comes to something like that. Be very protected. You have, and that's the news. There it is. Be careful. SLs, move them just above the highs. Now just wait for it. Make it risk-free at this point. Make it risk-free. Just let the rest run. Just make it risk-free. If it takes you, it takes you. You had the first initial spike. Make it risk-free.
Bro, positive numbers.
Very positive numbers. Yeah, make it risk-free. Just make it risk-free and let the rest just run. Make it risk-free. Let the rest just run. Bingo. Just make it risk-free. Don't let this go against you. Make it risk-free. You can always re-enter. So make it risk-free. Or put SLs above the previous 30-minute highs now. It's really up to you guys. You can keep your SLs just up here, very, very tight. But is it really worth it? I would say make it risk-free, but it's up to you guys. I would say make it risk-free now. Don't have any open SL, just because they kind of give you that sort of spike down which we anticipated, right? And you can always take it again. So it was worth just making it risk-free. Yeah. It was the smart thing to do, making it risk-free, in my opinion. It wasn't worth it letting this run, since they can kind of give you that spike, pump, and then start dropping again. But once you see maybe like a 5-minute confirmation now, the next 5 minute kind of has to behave and respect the highs over here. So yeah, you can always jump back in. But I would consider this more like a BE trade, to be fair, because it didn't tap that sort of level where I wanted to secure profits. But you guys can see it. It gave you about how many pips? About 10 pips. So it was 10 pips if you secured, but I think it was very instant. But yeah. But if you still are holding this, smartest thing to do, place SO above the highs over here. If you're still holding this, SLs should go above the current highs because the volatility should be on your side, right? So technically it should not break past the highs if you are still holding this, but I recommend just waiting for it, not kind of holding this. But yeah, if you kind of are holding this, then this trade, it's still valid, but I recommend waiting. I don't recommend kind of like holding this. So yeah, for me personally, break even. I would still wait for more confirmations. I'm not gonna let this play out just yet. But again,
one thing that I know about this, because the consumer confidence, like, I think it's not good for inflation, you know, because for the inflation, people needs to start like not buying, you know. So, bro, and I don't see the close above under the 50%. It might be some kind of trick here. You don't know.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Is also, I think, just kind of like, yeah, because previous one didn't give us that close bar, did it? No, it gave us, it just gave us a retest, not really a close. So
it's kind of
it's kind of tricky at the moment. It really is. I think some more confirmations are required. But if we do start to kind of like clear this 5-minute zone, and then this 5-minute does give you that nasty close, then technically on the next one you could re-enter. But yeah, I think best to just come out at BE at the moment on that second entry. It's not worth letting it go against you. You were in profits, instant profits, minimum, not even any drawdown. I don't think there was any drawdown on this trade. That's the best thing about it. But it's not worth kind of like holding it now. You can just wait for the first 5 minutes to technically close bearish. If it closes bearish below this level here, then yeah, next one, take you on the next one, break of the next one, and you kind of have that scalp going your way now as well, you know, sort of thing. Like this same sort of like area, using the 30-minute highs as a SL, and kind of like you have clean traffic to the downside as well. We just technically need more confirmation on this candle here, right? So break of this now, your SLs go above the highs, since the next candle should not kind of like break above. If this candle gives you a nice clean bearish close, next one breaks the lows, this could be where you re-enter the markets in a way, and then you just let it play out. You kind of make it risk free. As soon as it taps this range here, this mess, you make it risk free. So past this, yeah, like this area, you make it risk free again. You be super conservative with it, because this is a nasty rejection area, right? We have to make it risk free. It's a nasty rejection area, and if you're not comfortable with it, just stay out of it. But you make it risk free here, be conservative if you can, secure something and let the rest run. This makes a lot of sense as well, to be fair, but you do need a close below this range here for sure. Otherwise it will start giving you that top side pullback, right? So if you get close below this, next one breaks the lows, it could be a re-entry on this position. Until then, you got plenty of room to the top side. No confirmation to sell the markets at the moment, 0 confirmations, but it is closing below the 4H 50%, closing at the 4H 50%. We need that confirmation, man, below the 4H 50%, below this messy range. Otherwise it will give you a pullback. So if it breaks above this now, it has a lot of room to the top side, right? Think about it. So we need a pullback, essentially. We need to wait for that pullback. So a pullback is required at the moment before we enter the markets. But yeah, below this you've got a clean range to the daily 50%. So you technically just need something below this, and then you can kind of like enter. But there's just like, but this is where you need that momentum to be on your side, and at the moment you don't have that sort of momentum. So technically, if you can maybe see like a close below this, you then give it a go. You play the game of probabilities. It's closing below the 50%. It's closing as a bearish candle. It breaks the lows, you give it a go. But until then, yeah, it's kind of tricky. You have to just stay out of this, in my opinion, to be fair. So maybe wait for the first 15 minutes or so. closes a breather candle, and then the next one breaks the breather candle, breaks the lows. Maybe gives you the upper wick, retest, closes as a breather candle, because technically it's still trading below this support here. Could give you something, for sure. Kind of being conservative, right? Just don't have any emotions attached to this, because it is super low now. When you look at the structure, and a pullback can be seen. Once the pullback's done, you can always re-enter, right? So for me, I'm gonna wait. Personally, for me, BE position. Didn't let it run to the stop loss or to the TP. Went straight into profits, and then BE position. Second one, BE. Wait for another entry, but yeah, second one I would consider this a BE position. BE position, but if you closed, it went plus. Technically, it went plus like 10 pips, didn't it? Break even. Second trade for me was break even personally. Very nice risk management applied. There you go. Oh, look at that spike up. Very nice risk management. Very nice risk management. That was such a nice thing to do. Just coming out of this position. Very, very nice thing to do. Honestly, very nice thing to do. Because again, your stop losses were above 30 minutes, but it was a stupid position if you kind of like stayed into this, right? It didn't make sense whatsoever. Because again, as I said, until you have your confirmations, it doesn't make sense for you to kind of like let these trades play out, because you only had the probability on your side for the first initial however long, right? And it was only the first 10 pips they gave you that drop, and then the probability went out the window because now you need more confirmation. So again, staying with the probability. Oh man, from here they can drive the price up, because that current 4H, you see that, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man, that current 4H 50% breaking past this area here, you've got the cleanest buy position setting up here, honestly. Cleanest buy position, because you've got the range now on the 1H as well, don't you? That's the thing now, because now 4H is bullish, so most likely if they break the highs at this point, they're coming up for the previous highs. This is it. This is the pullback done now. Nasty rejections being picked up. Ooh, they're about to give you that breakout. Clean breakout above here. Ooh, it's gonna drive the price up now, man. They're gonna pump it up at least like 24 pips here. There you go. That was a W. Very nice position. Very nice exit. Yeah, they're gonna spike the price up now. They have plenty of range to the top side. This is where you wanna come out of it though. As soon as they tap, if you do take something here, come out of it. But I wouldn't personally look for buys just yet though, because remember, is positive numbers. They give you a break above. If they don't give you a crazy spike now, it's gonna be kind of like a fake out. So just be careful here, guys. Extra be careful. SOs are BE or something sort of thing, because remember the tricks. Good decision, man. Good decision. Amazing spike up. breather candle, question mark, breather candle, question mark, breather candle, question mark, breather candle, question mark, breather candle, question mark. Yeah, very nice. Breather candle, question mark. If this closes a breather candle, next one's the one that needs to kind of like drop. It's the next one that needs to drop. So again, kind of like, what are we looking for? Oh, we technically need the first 15 minutes to reject now. This becomes the trick break. Orders executed, everyone gets trapped, now they drop the price. So we need this candle here now, the next 15 minutes to make this previous candle invalid, and then I think for the rest of the day we shall see a nice drop. Breather candle, question mark, breather candle, question mark, breather candle. Next one should give us a decent sell-off. Two more minutes left. 2 more minutes left. There you go. So technically just need a play below this area. Come on, reject, 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 reject. Let's mark this area out. 53.94. Okay, go to the 5 minutes now. Very nice resistance being established, even looking to the left. Very nice support area here on the 5 minute time frame, so some sort of a confirmation below this should do the magic, trick. Clean resistance being respected multiple times at this level here. Very nice drop playing up from here, something that we are anticipating. Look at that, very nice. So yeah, let's see.
Next 15 minutes gonna open.
Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Because again, the thing is though, you do need a rejection on this candle first, and then the next one kind of needs to open and dump, causing a fake out and just dropping down to the daily 50% level, right? That's technically what we need now. So the next one needs to basically break below this level here, just give us that next leg down. So this should be the candle now, which kind of like drops below, right? At the moment technically it's closed super bullish, so you need a bit more confirmation. So what confirmation could you look for? Technically it needs to make the previous candle invalid, so this is where the 5 minute comes into clutch. So you know, something below this area here, because if you actually look to the left now, what is a valid support level which we have? We can see gold rejected from here, massive rejections from here as well. So we can technically see something here, right? We know that this is actually a key level. So you can sort of just stay out until we see a close below the 4H 50% level. Until then, you're super bullish. Look at the breather candle as well at this point, right? So break of this, they can again start dropping the price up a little bit, but again, because we're sticking with it makes sense on the break of it for them to pump, but it's not something that's worth taking at the moment, in my opinion, until we get this kind of closing and next one kind of like pumping up, because you don't have a lot of range to the top side. You've only got potentially 17 pips above before it gives you the nastiest rejection again, right? Your 4H 50% retest is done. Your 30 minute is giving you the breakout, so most likely the next key level will be the 1H pullback level. But once it goes past this level, then you've got the top side area coming up. So anything above this can be taken if you guys are to take it, but you have to make it secure as soon as it taps 59.11. Has to be secured. But it's tricky. It's tricky. It's best to just wait for this, because I think they are tricking you guys into buying this. So kind of best to just stay off this now, and sell positions will be something that you sort of want to take, right? Once you have that confirmation. Until you have like a 30-minute close, then fair enough. But I don't recommend taking anything just yet, because we've seen this, man. Nice clean bearish downtrend, break, trick everyone, dump. It's not a good position here at the moment. You need a fake out forming. There it is. There is that fake out. So yeah, basically this forms a fake out, makes the previous candle invalid. So again, if we see a close below this, then the next one needs to technically give us the retest. So this would be your position to the downside. Scalp entry, SLs above here. Next 15 minute technically, you know, breaking the lows and giving you that drop. That's the confirmation we need. Until then, no buy positions or sell positions should be taken at the moment. But look at that. See, they're rejecting the price again now. They're giving you that rejection because we're sticking with the 1H confirmation. Is the 1H invalid? No, it's not. Look at that. It's just retesting this resistance area here. So now a nice clean 15-minute fake out. Man, it's just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful play. Look at that. It's about to sell off. Yes, sir. Do we have any 5 minutes? Oh. The thing is, I wish there was like 2 5-minute candles, so maybe you could use the wick, the break of the wick, as like an entry. Since you do not have 2 5-minute candles, it's just one massive bullish candle. You kind of need to wait for something below this area here now, in my opinion. Yeah, you would technically have to wait. You would have to wait, but below this now, I think a sell position can be taken. If you see this candle closing, it also depends how this 5-minute closes, because if it does give you like a decent close below this messy area that we have to the left, because we have a clean range to the left side, we can to a certain extent just ignore this here, just ignore this mess here and just look at this. So when you kind of just take that mess out of the equation, guess what, you actually have a clean candle. And so if you see a very, very, very strong bearish candle closing below this, the next candle has to technically respect the highs up here and give you the lows, right? There you go. Makes a lot of sense. There it is. Look how bearish this candle is. Super, super bearish. And we're sticking with the trend. We're sticking with the higher time frame confirmations. So realistically talking, the next one should give us that drop. It should give us that drop. And at this point, most likely past the 4H 50% level. Because now you're technically, you know, this is your upper wick. This was the trap that they wanted to trap everyone, you know. On the break of the 30 minutes, all the retail traders, they wanted to trap them. And now they need to give you the actual move to the downside. But you do want to wait for a close at least below this. If you don't wait for a close below this, then it's too impulsive. Way too impulsive, man. So if we can maybe get like a 15-minute forming that resistance, right? Closing below this, next one breaks the lows, bingo, you enter. So you've got 10 more minutes before this kind of like sets up. Again, ignore all the choppiness to the left. Let's just pay attention to this, right? Look at that. Very clean range to the downside. Just kind of need to wait for this to set up. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay, take over here, bro. You know.
Okay. They tricking, man. They tricking everyone.
Yeah, the manipulation.
What?
I said the manipulation.
Yeah.
Up and down, up and down.
They're kind of ranging.
It should drop. I don't know.
I don't know, bro. Depends of this 15 minutes. Because if this 30 minutes goes bullish, per hour.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. No.
Just waiting. Waiting game. This breather candle, bro. 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's see if it causes a breather candle.
I mean, it should grow.
For sure, AFC, man. It's playing. Need to wait for the confirmations because now
Even the XY is going up. Yeah.
Guess who's back? Back again. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who? Gold playing with everyone's mind today. A lot of bumper. No way. Today was clean, man. Today was a good day. Good day. Good day. It only plays with your mind if you let it play with your mind. Today we did. Today was a good day, bro. Didn't play with our mind at all. First trade played out to the T. Second trade, BE, and yeah, like third opportunity potentially could show up, but no way. Were you here with us, AFC? Like throughout the whole session, bro? Let me know. But yeah, today was a very clean day, man. Very nice, clean day. Very easy day. Not easy. I would not use the word easy, but super simple day. All you had to do was just have patience, right? If you did not have patience and you kind of did let it trick you, then it was a mentally draining day on gold. And realistically talking, if this kind of hair gives you a rejection rather than a close below, then most likely the next one can pump up again. But just want you guys to notice one thing over here. Even if it does pump up, look at these nasty rejections up here. Do you really want to kind of like let it go up? Personally, no. Gold teaching us patience. Yes, sir. That's just part of the game. You need to be patient, you know. If you want to do this for a living, you need to have patience. Because it's not in our control when we take a trade or when we don't take a trade. The only thing we can control is when to stay out of the markets, you know. When to enter the markets and when to stay out of the markets. That's the only thing we control. Other than that, we don't control anything else. And let's see, they're giving you that breather candle, are they not?
yeah, looks like.
Yeah, they are. But again, you know, tricky, since the 1H is bearish, your 4H is also technically still open. It can reject and give you that wick full break scenario to the top side for sure. They're giving you rejections from this level here. But again, you have to be smart about this, very smart about this, until you actually have a valid confirmation. So you technically need a bullish close on this candle here. Support forming at the 4H 50% level, but there is a very high chance that the next candle can open and cause a fake out. Very high chance, guys. Very high chance. But realistically talking now, let me remove this mess now. I don't need it on the charts. Realistically talking, let's say this candle here closes super bullish. Looking to the left, we have this resistance level here, you know, closes above this resistance level here. You know, it kind of like gives you a very nice engulfing bullish close. Then guess what? Looking to the left now, looking to the left, right? Let me just also take this out. What's happening now? What's happening? Let's forget about the bias, the bearish bias. What's happening? Well, this candle is actually breaking the highs of the previous 30-minute, making it invalid. One confirmation for bullish play. Second confirmation, establishing a support at the 50% mark. What scenario is setting up? Pullback and retest of the highest scenario, right? Do we have a range to the top side? Well, this is where you go on the 1H. And on the 1H, yes, you do have a range to the top side, right? You really do have a range to the top side. But at the same time, if you are looking for the top side play based off the 1H range, you need a 1H confirmation. Yes or no? Exactly. So until it actually goes past this area, you can't really look for anything, in my opinion. 30 minutes is going to be tricky. I think they're going to trick people again. They're going to give you a break above, retest this, and then drop the price. So you want to be prepared for the trick, you know? Man, if you can be prepared for the trick, they're going to open the price, pump, break below. That's the trick.
Makes sense, the retest of this one.
Yeah,
like
man.
the retest, not to break, but the retest.
Yeah, 100%. Double top on the 1H. You're selling the markets. So you kind of want to stay with like the HTF confirmations. And 30 minutes recently have been garbage, man. So I'm technically staying away from the buy positions because you don't have a range to the top side. You're kind of like just forcing the trade here. It doesn't have a range to the top side. It doesn't. You don't have a range to the top side. You really don't have a range. So if anything, just stay out of it. You took your sells, you made your money. Because technically, how big is your SO if it breaks above this, right? Think about it. Think about it. How big is your SO above this? Massive SO, right? So at the moment, it was super positive numbers, right? Look at that. Positive numbers as well. So think about it. Think about it. What is this? Oh, this is a trick. And this seems like a nasty liquidity play in the markets, right? It does seem like a liquidity play. So most likely a retest of this, a nasty rejection, you sell the markets for the rest of the day and you're chilling. But again, if the sales do set up from up here, what's your target? It will be your 4H 50% level, and we've still got like half an hour left before this session comes to an end. So, you know, plenty of time left. You don't need to kind of like rush into your position now. So this is where, let's see how they kind of spike the price up. So as an example, right? Look, it's broken the highs. Let's say you've taken it as an example, as a paper trade, right? You've taken it now. You're putting a tight stop losses, or look, it gave you the 15-minute breakout. You put the SO here. Let's just let this play out, right? It's just a paper trade. See if it would play out, because they've given you the breakout, right? So it means your thingy has been hit. Your buy orders have been executed, your buy stops. So let's say as an example, if we did take this trade, let's see if it would have played out. Oh, there you go. Let's see. And that's the rejection I am waiting for now. retest done, nice clean resistance, and the candle after that should be the sell-off candle. See the scenario, right?
Yeah.
Lovely jubbly. Break above the 30-minute highs, 1 hour highs, and now we need a close back below, ultimately turning this into a clean rejection candle. Double top scenario with the volatility kind of gave you that spike up, but is it a valid breakout? Can the first 5 minutes even stay above this? If the next 5 minute breaks the lows, bingo, it's gonna start dropping again. So let's just see what happens, right? Either it's a clean breakout and next one just spikes up and up and up, then you're expecting this to be retested at least essentially another like 33 pips.
You can always have the 4 hour double top.
Yes, sir. But at the moment, let's just see what happens. Because they have to trick you, right? They have to trick you. But the way they have closed this candle, and they're giving you the 1H breakout now, if they do start to actually close the price above this area, next one actually starts to spike up again, then most likely, yes, it will pump up, right? Because it'll go either way, either up or down. But in my opinion, you do need some more confirmations. You at least need this 5 minute to close super bullish with literally no downside momentum. So like super bullish. And then the next one kind of needs to pump up. But at the same time, you could see a break above, but then they start to give you a pullback first. So you would need, I don't think any trades are valid to the top side after this, unless you took this here, the paper trade. But you would technically make a risk free now if you had taken it and just let the rest run, sort of thing, if you wanted to jump on the buy position. But again, we're just waiting and chilling. Paper trade for us, paper trade for us. The spikiness that's kicking in is kind of like it's very volatile, but at the same time pullback is required. Man, this is where now when this does give you that rejection, maybe the first 15 minutes closing is a breather candle. I think a sell-off on the break is valid if this closes a breather candle. Do you see where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah.
I think yeah. Because the 1H is still open, man. It's still open. So now
gonna be a 4 hour ice faker, right?
What do you mean? Oh, current 4 hour highs.
Current 4 hour ice faker.
Yeah. Because now it doesn't have any imbalance to the top side. So technically, now if you see the 15 minute giving you that nasty rejection, closing as a breather candle, next one breaks the low, is most likely going to come down and give you the support area. If this closes as that breather candle, we know how the breather candle looks. You see this, right? So how did it close up here? It kind of closed it closed above or so. So it did close looking like a bullish candle, but left upper wick to the top side, right? Next one technically broke the highs, and then boom, closes a resistance candle. So it's kind of like the same thing we need to replicate, the same thing that we saw here, right? This is what we need to see go replicating again. So if we can get this being replicated, you know, this here is what you need to see being replicated, and this is your, look at that, right? Oh wait, so look at that. What's happening here is you've got let's zoom in. Oh no, I can't zoom in anymore. Anyway, so what's happening here is this is the candle that kind of technically gave you the first retest, right? Next one attempted to break above, ended up breaking below after breaking above. So essentially what's happened is tricked a lot of people into thinking they're gonna pump the price up. Once the trick was done, they then gave you the move to the other direction. So how does this usually set up? You got the first candle, which is kind of the breather candle, then you have the resistance candle, and then the break of the resistance candle is the entry candle. So if we can see this setting up again, bingo. So you technically just need to wait for this, another candle. The next candle either breaks the lows or breaks the highs. Just how it broke the highs and then it broke the lows, right? It could break the lows, it could break the highs. So would we take an entry in the next candle? No. You would wait for a resistance candle, and then the one that breaks the resistance candle gives you a clean sell-off. Does that make sense, right?
Yeah, for sure.
There you go. It's just a waiting game at this point, honestly. Waiting game. But look at the rejections now playing out on this. Just how we technically anticipated it to reject, right? I think we'll be here today, guys, with the private members till like 5 o'clock. There is a crazy opportunity today setting up for sure. But we will be ending the live stream here in the next 22 minutes or so on the YouTube, because we don't want to extend it too much, guys. But if in the next 22 minutes or so this does set up, then let's go, give it a go. Until then, the session is technically coming to an end, so you don't want to sort of force anything now, right? You know, one issue that I basically happened, you know, the copy trader, it sent me information, it sent me an email. So I kind of need to take the notifications off on my... Yeah. That's one thing that happened today, bro. The copy trader sent me the notifications because I've deleted everything else, bro. Copy trader kind of send me the notifications. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disable that today as well, bro. Look at that rejection from our area of reversal. It's retesting our area of reversal. 4H is still open. Either gives you a wick foot and break to the top side, or a nasty clean rejection now. So this is where I think what you can do is again measure your 4H range, the current 4H range. Your safest sell position will be technically below the 50% of the 4H, right? So let's kind of like redo the ranges and whatnot. Let's try and stay active as much as we can. Let's redo the ranges. We try and stay as active as possible.
Yeah, it can be the 4H 50% retext. Correct.
Yes sir. I agree with you.
But for one weight, makes sense to retest the highs too.
Yes sir. I agree with you. That's why we're gonna stay active here, not be lazy. So let's remeasure the range. But I think we should be able, because we're going to be here to at least like 5, so I think we should be able to take it downtown or up, you know, when we have those confirmations that we usually look for in the playbook, right?
Yeah, up now is kind of hard, bro.
I think it will be playing out most likely around 4ish.
No, it's hard, bro, for the upside.
Yeah. It's super hard.
Because we have the 30-minute resistance.
Yeah, the price is overinflated, man. Overinflated. Yeah, overinflated at this point, to be fair. So I think the 50% level will essentially be, your range here being the 55.17. Yeah, look at that. So let's look at the 30 minutes. Yeah, this support area here makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Below this, yeah, makes plenty of sense, to be fair. Kind of like becoming a fake out, you know, break above, close bearish. You see this, right?
Yeah, resistance.
Exactly. Establishing that resistance and then break of the resistance candle, they give you the drop down to this support area, And then yeah, this could technically become that range to the downside after, for sure. Makes a lot of sense. Even looking to the left, you will be clearing this mess here if you get the closure. So technically, yeah, if the by the time we approach the 4 o'clock open, if we are trading below this, then yeah, it should play out to the downside for sure. But to the top side is tricky, man, because you kind of do need to look to the left at the moment for the range. On the daily range, you don't need to, because you know this is possible in the intraday. If you're selling the markets, it can drop down to the lows, right? But when you're kind of like breaking out of the daily highs, then to a certain extent you do need to look to the left, right? And yeah, look at this mess. Look at this mess. Safest buy for you will be, once you clear this mess, then you kind of have clean play to the top side. But unless you actually break out of this level here, it's very hard to look for a buy position, to be fair. Super hard in my opinion. Look at that. This is a rejection level. Yes, it's hard. Anything above this makes sense for your buy position. Until then, yeah, it's hard. It's super hard. Super hard.
Gonna bring some water.
Sure, my brother. It's technically all your rejection area, basically. Yeah, super hard. Unless you actually see a close above this, then yeah, you've got the next spikiness kicking in up till, you know, this level here. You have this range for a buy position, so you can kind of look for the buys as well, but it has to be, as I said, above this, right? Until then, super bearish on the intraday. Anyone, whoever is watching, guys, do you have any questions for us? Let us know. Let us know if you have any questions.
Nice rejection.
Yes, sir. Very nice rejection. But everyone watching, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask us. Ooh. See that rejection, right? See, the thing is, now you do kind of have that range to the downside as well, so it technically makes sense to sell the markets potentially in the breakout, because even just going based on the previous candle, right, you do have the range. So like something like this, man, makes a lot of sense in the next 15 minutes or so. If this is the lows now, it makes sense, man. Look at the breather candle, like SL maybe up here. Look for that sell-off below this now on the break. Kind of like makes sense. And then you make it risk-free as soon as it taps sort of like the rejection areas to the left, sort of thing. What confirmations do you look for before entering the trade? Oh man, that depends on the day, bro. It depends. Every day gives you something different. It really depends on the day. Depends on the price selection, depends on the scenarios. Just so many things. I can't really answer that question for you, man. We don't trade one thing, we trade everything. Pure price action traders. No trading candlesticks. Oh, there you go. Oh, but 5 pips below makes plenty of sense, man. If it starts to give you that 5 pip breakout, it gives you like the cleanest sell-off below this. So like, what's that 5 pip mark? It's about here. So yeah, like 85-ish level as an entry. SO is above the highs, and you go clean range to the downside, basically. Something like this. You make it risk-free as soon as it kind of starts to tap this area here, like 10 pips or so. And yeah, you kind of make it risk-free as soon as, yeah, there you go. So as soon as it kind of like starts to essentially tap this mark here, you start making it risk-free here. This area here, you make it risk-free because you're then tapping the major levels. Risk-free here. This is where you make it risk-free basically, and then you let the rest just run pretty much. Yeah, this white line gets tapped, you make it risk-free, you secure partials. This becomes your TP1. 5 pips below becomes your entry here. So again, 5 pips below, it hasn't been triggered just yet. So 5 pips below, this low will be essentially below past this area here is the, what is it, 56.87, 87. So yeah, this becomes your trigger. This becomes the trigger. This becomes the profit taking range. All of this becomes the SL. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense, honestly. Because it's tapped into that 1 hour level that we had as well. So breather candle, breakout candle, clean drop. But because I've mentioned earlier, you know how they break below and then break the highs, this is where you kind of wait for a decent breakout, 5 pips below, nice clean entry, kind of like prevent yourself from getting again wicked out. Missed my sells, took buys previously off the news release. Oh man, we had a sell position all the way from up here, bro, earlier when the session started, and then after that the second position we gave out ended up being break even. Because what happened, we gave out the sell position with the news, it went into 10 pips profits, we made it break even, and then kind of took us out. Until then we kind of have just been waiting, really haven't taken anything else. But this position here now makes plenty of sense, to be fair. Cashed 68% today. That's amazing, my brother. That's amazing. I know, bro, I decided to wait for news release, missed this opportunity also. Yeah, bro, as long as, you know, you made your profits, that's all that matters, bro. You seem to have made your 68%. That's enough, man. 68%, 100% a day. Keep on doing those. It depends on the accounts as well, it's very relative, right? 68% on like 6 figures is not big, but if you have a small account, 68%, whatever it takes, man, you can do that every day, bro, 100%. If you look at the 8-hour chart, not the 8-hour chart, my brother, we don't trade the 8-hour chart, so I'm not gonna look at anything that I don't trade. Yeah, not the 8-hour chart. I don't trade that. Nino, I'll be back in 5 minutes, okay?
Okay. So let's go. Oh, Shao Demon is here. How are you, bro? Yeah, 68%. Jesus.
There you go. Yeah, see exactly what I said. They're gonna give you that break below and then break the highs. I mean, at the moment they can still break the lows and then kind of trigger you in, but at the same time you don't want to take any trades now, to be fair. But yeah, look at that. You know exactly what I said. Break the lows, trick everyone, and then break the highs, right? So seems like that's what they want to do, but at the same time, because it's an open candle, until they actually do that, you can't really say anything. This can still set up and play out, but as I said, every position you kind of have to, if it's an impulsive position and you don't have that sort of like confirmation, you need to wait for at least a 5 pip breakout, just how we done it earlier. Same concept once again, right? So let's see, wait for this. Until then, super bullish, can't really look for anything. Lol, I know you don't, just creating convo. What's happening? Wait, I need to quickly make a phone call. Okay. Anyway, guys, on the YouTube live stream, thank you guys for tuning in. We will be ending the session here, since again, if we do take this, we can't really give any risk management tips, so I will not be giving this trade out. So guys, very successful session once again. Thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate everyone here. We'll catch up with you guys tomorrow, same time, around 12 to 12:30 p.m. UK time. And yeah, let's kind of kill the markets. We got so much coming up. Really good session once again today. You know, kept ourselves protected, secured some profits when the opportunity was there. And so yeah, guys, have a lovely day. Take care. See you guys tomorrow. Also join our Discord. Follow us on Insta. Keep our notifications on, guys. On Discord, go on the Discord server and put the notifications on, because we're about to do giveaways and so much more stuff. Thank you guys again. Drop a like and see you.